Sleuth.
And just like that, we're back.
Hello, all.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
How are you, CD?
And just like that, we're back. Wait, hold on. Wait, there we go. I had to mute the phone.
Okay.
I'm doing
looks
well.
like Sunny's here.
Good.
Let me bring Sunny up. I don't want to leave her backstage.
Oh, hi. Just so you know, don't forget, guys. I'm Messenger blocked. So if Deb or Adam's in here, I sent Deb the link through your email. Deb, if you're in Sleuth's chat, just so you know, I couldn't say that, but yeah.
What happened?
I got Facebook jailed.
You got busted, huh?
But I don't know what I did. I would love to know what I did, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't really do much. A little bit.
It could be just somebody could just report you and they give you a ban. Just happens.
I mean, it's just obviously someone that I pissed off. So I don't know.
That's impossible.
Happens these days.
But they have those emojis, where you can stick up your middle finger. You know the emoji. So I don't know if it was that person or I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so I got about 8 hours left.
I created that as one of my members emojis.
I see you're not counting it down or anything, right? Now you're at 8.
Because it says right in front of my face that when I go to message someone, it's like, oh yeah, right. Anyways,
that is awesome. Hunting Evil, I got them. I responded to you too. I told you I'm working on forwarding them, but they're not going to tell me anything after I send them. So we'll see.
I guess I don't really come on people's channels. Remember the first time I was on the channel, Sleuth was yours.
Yeah, I felt honored.
How do I see what people like the chat? Do I have to go into?
You can't see it to your right on StreamYard?
No, I see private chat. Wait, hold on. Call me.
I think there's a way. I just use my phone because I had a hard time keeping up with it on the screen.
I see it now.
I think she was in private. Yeah, she was in private chat.
I was in private. Yeah. So Deb and Adam, just so you know, Deb, the link is in your email for Sleuth. Okay, just saying. Okay.
Yeah, hurry up. We're waiting on you.
Yeah. Chop.
Sunny's flunkies.
Yeah. The queen bee.
It's the queen bee. It's the at least 4 to 5 night that I fall asleep listening to it. I get some good laughs.
Yeah, I love this channel. To me, it's like It's an adult channel. Sunny show.
It is, but it's like it covers a little bit of everything. It's totally Delphi, but there's everything else in between.
Oh, yeah. Who are you talking about?
You.
This girl. Some girl we know. About?
Innocent.
She's a YouTuber.
So they got to ask you, did you see her video yesterday, that happy birthday call out? Did you figure it out?
No, I didn't even know. I didn't see it. I didn't know it was your birthday. So happy birthday.
Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday.
I feel bad.
And it just popped up a happy birthday message, and I watched it, and I was laughing hysterical. I thought it was so funny. It was very nice, Sonny. I appreciate that from you and the whole crew over there.
You're welcome. And congrats again on your 1K subscribers. Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm really struggling not saying happy 21st. Is that hard for anybody else?
I wish.
Does anybody else struggle with that? I have to say that to people that are like around my age group.
If you could do it, if you could go back there and do it everything the same, it would be fun to relive it one more time. It would.
I had fun. I had a lot of fun when I was young.
Do you see the psycho behind me? She just popped her head in. My dog. She's insane. Her head will come back in. I got a Malinois. She's a lunatic. She knows. It's like she knows I'm on camera, and she's like teasing me. Oh yeah, she's crazy. Yeah, she's getting a little wild.
We got a new member. I think somebody else joined up here too. Let me give them a quick little shout out. Richard Gartner. What's up, Richard?
It's like having another child. Thank you for the birthdays. Appreciate it. Just another year around that sun, huh? CD is a boss. I like that. That's pretty cool. I'm
totally
trying to be the
neglected
boss of
the
my
chat.
house. It's not working. It's not working with my kids. I'm trying.
How do I get Sunny up to the top?
I think you could move it. You can move it around.
I usually
There
use
you
that
go.
one.
Let's
Oh,
go.
I guess you do it that way too. Yeah.
Which one were you saying?
I think I use the one that's well, but the thing is that it makes the chat go below us. I'm just trying to think which one it is. It's like the third one, I think. The one that.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
There's Dad. Hey, Dad.
But your chat seems to go in front of our faces, I think.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't like that. That's
Yeah, how
That is
come
strange.
like normally when I click it, like the chat will go underneath of us and then it will pop us up above it. Huh.
So, Sleuth, I got to make you laugh. So, the first 35 minutes of the live last week, I had Fig was on. Something happened with StreamYard. Had to be the weather. It didn't
I
kick
was
it over
there.
YouTube.
I was
No,
watching.
but somebody in the comments called us Beavis and Butthead. I actually got the biggest laugh out of it. Some guy's like, for you telling me for 35 minutes nobody recorded it, you got Beavis and Butthead. You gotta laugh at some of the comments. They're funny. They are.
Yeah, I got in trouble for having my phone out.
It was pretty fun. When you were doing your food shopping?
Well, no, in the restaurant.
As long as you got me that gummy.
That could happen. That could happen.
Yeah, it's
Haribo or Black Forest, Sonny. That's the question.
Yeah.
I like the gold bag. I don't know. I'm talking about gummy bears. Those are pretty
Did
good.
we properly welcome Deb? I don't know if you guys
No.
did. Deb, welcome.
Thanks. I'm excited
This is,
to be here.
I think this is the first stage of the Sunny takeover, maybe.
This is like the Sunny late night. It's the Sunny late night.
We just need Adam here. Where's Adam?
I know. Where's Adam?
Did you give him the link?
Did I give Adam the link?
Yeah. Like how else was he gonna
I
get
thought
it?
you sent him the link.
I don't have his email.
He's in the chat though. He is in chat.
Okay.
I see him in the chat.
He just messaged me and said, Deb, send me the link. Okay, let me see what I can do here.
She's the blonde
We've been waiting for like 7 minutes.
I'm the blonde one.
Mandy, I don't know about Black Forest. Those are pretty good, but they're always too gummy. The Haribo's sometimes got the hardness to them, and they're good.
What's that?
The gummy bears. Talking to gummy bears.
I was legit thinking of just normal gummy bears when I said it, though.
I was thinking cigars for some reason.
Like, I do truly like gummy bears. It's just regular gummy bears.
All right, I got the link. Let me send it to Adam.
Joe Geneva, you have a Malinois too. They are the best dogs. They love their family. That's facts.
It's okay. It's okay, Sleuth, if it covers our faces.
I don't know. I don't like that. I wish there was a way. I wonder if I put a banner or something down here. I wonder if that'll give you like a little boost.
Well, when you're watching my stream, when I click on somebody's, it doesn't cover our faces, right?
Sometimes it does.
I think sometimes it does. I got to pay attention next time. It could.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
Hey, it's like see-through though. No, now that's slowing me down. Oh well.
Just reading chat. See what's. See, Marvelous agrees about the Haribo gummies. I like them too.
Oh, I think I like Little Pookie. Little Pookie said Sunny Justice is cute. Thank you, Pookie. It's just an honor.
Yeah, we
just
roll
an
for
honor.
Lil
She
Pookie.
goes.
Lil Pookie is an OG in the game.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Now the cat's out of the bag.
Oh yeah.
I was just getting
look
interested
what I found.
in. Oh, there he is.
I'm up top. I gotta go with
Hello,
the
everyone.
He found it. Found the link.
I found the link. Thank you, Deb.
He
You're
was in the
welcome.
alley smoking a cigarette. I was like, "What are you doing back here?"
Because I got a wall behind me. He's got all his nice artifacts going on. He's all set up.
Yeah, my bookshelf with no books on it.
No, everything's online now. You don't need books. Throw them out.
Right.
So that's not your home, right? That's a background set up behind you, right?
No, it's
'Cause
Australia.
Hey? Is it?
Kind
is
of
it your
resembles.
home?
It resembles like Switzerland
Is
a
it?
little bit.
I don't think so. It looks like England to me. It's always rainy, that your background. It reminds me of England.
Wait, are you trying
Maybe
to tell
it
me
is
that
England.
mountscape wasn't his house this morning?
Yeah, that's outside. That's the front yard.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh,
It's amazing the landscape
Yeah,
difference.
that's front yard.
you've got quite the view.
Oh, that's awesome. I got a green screen. I'm still working on that, so that's a little tricky. You know, makes your head look like it's not there. I got to work it out.
Oh, I think we're back now.
Deb, I'm doing the same thing. I keep turning mine. My
I
camera's
know,
going
right?
crazy.
I
This,
need,
this
like,
new
a
iPad.
backdrop.
It's like
It's my guest room backdrop.
Sleuth
Hold
is
on.
frozen on my end.
Oh, he is actually. Oh,
Let me try that.
you guys party. Let's
Can you
party
guys hear
without
me?
saluting. Oops, nope, not at
No,
all.
you're
Nope,
a black
can't-
screen.
Can't see you either.
You look like a Kagan Klein profile picture.
Yeah.
I can hear you guys. You guys want to kill all your?
Join us to
Show our
stop our.
pictures? Yeah.
where'd everybody go?
He said to kill the cameras.
Oh, I didn't hear him. Sorry, I was responding in chat.
No
Camera's
problem.
off.
Let's play a game of hide and seek. Deb, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Ready for it? Ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Peekaboo, peekaboo. Oh, go ahead. Oh, we're just.
Oh my goodness, this is like too much.
Is it too much? Do you
Not
want me?
now.
I can hop off. Yeah.
That's perfect. Now you guys shut off your cameras. It seems to be working now.
I look so much better this way, don't I?
Who said that?
I did.
Oh, Sonny said it. Okay. Yeah, this is so informal. Let's try to turn them back on. I reset it. Let's see what happens.
I refuse. Okay, I don't.
Okay.
See if it works. Oh, are you froze again? I think he's froze again. Yeah, he's froze again. Oh
It's too
no.
much beauty for
Oh, you know
for it to
why?
handle.
I know why.
No, too much beauty. No.
Oops. Sorry, my.
Just grab my coffee. Right back. Well, of course, the toy has to go off.
Sorry. That's my bad. Okay, now we're good.
I'm back.
Hold on.
Well, who's back? Who's on first?
That's
I'm
Stevie's
back.
coffee.
Yeah, it's the pretty big mug.
So, oh yeah, he's froze again.
Gets the job done, you know?
Well, you know, a big mug means you have a big.
I'm
you
not
know,
froze, but
oops.
Is it? Do you think it's StreamYard acting up?
You want me to drop off?
Yeah, I can hop off.
No, I think it might be just
No.
StreamYard.
no, just hang tight real quick. I'll fix this. No, it's just something on my end. You guys remember I have a teenager.
Oh yeah.
Are you fighting for with?
Adam. Remember that, Adam? Okay.
Yeah, I'm fighting her for bandwidth right now.
Yeah.
I'll win.
No, that happens.
Oh, I thought you were.
Upgraded to that 1 gig fiber, and thank God it just goes now. With them playing all their handhelds and everything else, it takes up everything.
See, just like that.
And there's the response.
Right.
Did you hear it?
I did.
Mhm.
And now everything is flowing smoothly down the stream.
Merrily, 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 merrily.
All right, this is a test. I'm going to share a comment. Bam.
See what all the time?
We're so lost right now.
Mm.
Probably about 10 minutes of chaos there.
I was reading the comments. I'm just reading, catching up. Thanks everybody about the 1,000 subs. It's awesome. That is awesome.
Thank you, Susan.
It's a late birthday present for you there, Sleuth.
I know, right? So what do we got?
Well,
Marvelous.
Sonny didn't catch what I was doing this morning. Deb caught a little bit of it. So let me pull that information up real quick.
Thanks, Callie. Getting that in there quickly.
Okay. How familiar are you guys with the new transcripts or whatever that came out?
Pretty familiar.
The 194 page?
The 2020 ones.
Yeah.
The Kagan Klein video transcripts from his interview.
I think we're pretty well versed.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was done on August 19th.
Right.
2020. If you guys have access to them, on page 11, it talks a little bit about the KIK chat. I guess it's called Kick Chat 92.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was done with the iPhone. And I'm presuming that's the iPhone that he deleted all the information from. On page 12, line 20, this is where Kagan says June 2017 he moved to Vegas.
Right.
Okay, so that means the vacation, I don't know when he went on vacation. This was a question I had earlier, but I know they came back February 25th of 2017. Does anybody know when they left?
Everything I've heard is the 21st.
Yeah, 21st through the 25th.
Oh, so it was super quick then.
It seems like it was rash. You know?
I think it was yeah.
He tries to say it was planned, but come on.
And it also, when they came back on the 25th, is the same day that they served the search warrant.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's also when they did the first interview in 2017. So I wanted to talk about that transcript a little bit. So in the 2020 transcript, they refer to the 2017 transcript, and they asked Kagan, because I mean, who are we offending by not saying that correctly in the first place?
Right.
Kagan says, I met them early in February 2017. So that coincides with the time she spent with her other friends without Abby.
Yeah.
Abby didn't join with Libby until Sunday. So
for the weekend.
The friend that she was fighting with potentially is the same friend that may have introduced her to Anthony Schatz. And in the 2020 transcript, they say that Kagan, not Anthony Schatz, but Kagan is friends with that entire family.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Not only is he friends, he's communicating with Libby's friend based on their own relationship. Prior to that, that's what he says initiated him to begin catfishing her. So if early February is when Keegan is introduced to Libby, Libby could have really assumed that this is a real person. Now, what role does her friend play in all of this? You know?
She had her own relationship with him.
But she's family
It
friends
seems
with
like-
this person.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
But the issue is, did she know it was him? I don't
he
think
says
so.
no. He says
Yeah.
that nobody knew. But
Mhm.
also in another interview with this person, she's not named, and we're not going to name her here. She mentions that her own brother was looked at closely for a moment.
That's true.
Freaking strange. So moving on.
It is
to
very, when you
this.
think about how strange this is, it's like a web. It really is. It just touches
Absolutely.
so many dots all over the place.
Keegan Gunter knows his family.
And a law enforcement
Does
agent,
he?
during the interview, he states, he mentions that Libby was enamored by this person. She really thought this was this Anthony Shots guy. She thought was real. So real, I believe she was fighting over her friend over this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was falling in love with him, from what we could see. They were saying that she was falling in love with him.
And if we listen to do we all agree that the Erskine texts are most likely correct? The leaked
Yeah.
text messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they said that it was personal with Libby. This all ties in with this group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was a random killer, they wouldn't just focus on Libby. Like, I mean, it's possible, but this just all kind of leans in with something with Libby. I'm not sure.
I agree. Mm.
Remember how they call them both heroes, but they also say Abby didn't leave her friend. Was there something?
Right.
Remember, then you have Sergeant Riley saying that one of the girls was in severe fear, kept them up 6 to 8 months. Was it? It's hypothetical. We don't know. Was it Abby? Voice saying that she wasn't leaving her friend. We just don't know, but it could be. There could be a reason why even Kelsey says that Abby's a hero.
Mm-hmm. Like, stop hurting my friend type of situation.
Can I
let's
say
see.
something that confuses me about the friend thing with Libby is someone in the family, like Sonny and Deb know this, told me that the house that they say in the transcript that the sleepover was at, one of the family members told me that's not where the sleepover was, and so it confused me.
There was 2 sleepovers. There was a sleepover Friday and Saturday that took place at the aunt's house, and then there was a sleepover that happened the weekend before at the friend's house.
Yeah, the aunt's house. You said, right? You said the
Mhm.
aunt's. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, at Tara's house. That was the weekend. That was the Friday of the murders. That was the Friday night.
Yes.
But I specifically said the name of the family in my message to the person in Libby's family I talked to, and they said that there wasn't a sleepover there.
What
And
was weird?
I was confused
It's
by
possible.
it. So it says it in the
Yeah.
transcript.
Yeah, but
What I said to Sonny was, did they tell the family not to talk about it after the transcripts were released?
That's
That's
what
a
I was thinking.
possibility.
Yeah.
What I
You know?
thought,
And it's possible that she's just trying to protect that family in some
But
way.
absolutely,
Well-
absolutely.
can I say something clear quickly? So what I thought was a little bit odd too was that the person you're saying said that that's not the right B name, like meaning how there's one that has doubled up letters and one that has whatever, and I'm just like because we all know that is on Libby's Facebook verse, meaning it's the same one that she's saying not is literally the one that they obviously know, but she was saying that she doesn't that she didn't even know those.
The family, which doesn't make sense. When you think about it, it doesn't make sense.
No, because she's clearly we all know that on the Facebook that she's clearly there and she's clearly the person. So that threw me off too. I'm like, so I'm thinking of the protect mode.
Right, and absolutely, I understand that.
It's possible because you don't, you have the address out there, everything's out there. You got crazy people. You don't know who's going to show up there knocking on the door.
Right.
There's a lot to it, you know. Those
The reporters.
transcripts getting put out there, it definitely puts a lot of pressure on Ellie, and it does on the families too. Not easy. Not easy at all. You know, it's tough. When they're told 5 years it was not anything to do with social media, and then boom, you know, you're getting it all now. It's tough. That's not easy at all. In their eyes, they're thinking they were lied to, but Ellie went in a different direction and then came back.
Yeah. You know, I always believed it was being lured there.
Yeah, it's
it
what
just-
fits.
It was the only thing
You
that
know?
made sense.
The random trucker going after two girls, it's hard. That's just the percentage is very low.
Yeah.
They
It is.
used the word
Just-
grooming in the transcript,
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
and an exchange of money. So
Yep.
something's up.
What bothered me how it ended. You know, the interview ended very abrupt. You had the Carroll County sheriff leave. He got very hot, and
Keegan kicked their
I
ass.
heard he made the sheriff, the deputy, really, you know.
The more I read
uncomfortable.
it, the more
Or he
I
wanted
read
to
it,
flip. He did.
the more I see how much he kicked their ass, all the way to the very end.
He manipulated everything he could. You know,
Yeah.
it worked at most points, but that's why it ended abruptly, because they were just done with his shit. You know,
Because he
everything
wasn't
they
going to
said
say
to him-
anything.
No,
Brick
he
wall.
wasn't.
Brick wall.
Yeah,
Brick
it
wall,
was,
that's what I was thinking.
Right.
It's
and
no
people are
different.
saying, "Oh, maybe he's traumatized." He's not traumatized. He's a predator.
Somebody
He's
was
a
saying he's like
predator.
brain dead or something from seizures. I was like, what are you
No.
talking about?
Well, just
He's
you know,
manipulating. He's doing exactly what he would do to
Mhm.
a child. He was
Well,
trying to do it to
it's-
them.
You know this, CD. It's basic behavior. Like you try to keep your involvement in the crime to a very minimum. You know, like
Yeah.
into a very small corner of the room.
Deny. Just keep
Yeah.
denying. That's what he was doing. He was denying
Mhm.
everything.
CD and Sleuth.
Hey.
Just think about that letter that came out that Keegan wrote back to the murder sheets. That of course he didn't do anything. Did you guys listen to that one?
Mm-mm.
He,
I
he
missed
was,
all
he was
that.
just trying to. He was trying to say basically like he doesn't want any more negativity going his way, right? Something like that.
And of course that they have everything wrong. That's what he was saying too. So Sleuth, yes, there was another one that came out today, but it's where they had written Keegan a letter. And then he responded back to them. Oh yeah, he'll answer everything and anything. But anyways, the gist of it was, yeah, his poor name's being tarnished and all these, you know, whatever,
Poor
dude.
little boy.
I
Yeah,
know.
poor baby.
The normal, not that it's normal, but the normal charges on somebody like Keegan would be 5, 6, 7. He has 30 different counts against him because they feel he knows something. You know, it's just right. The writing is there without being said.
Yeah, it's the Country Club Road. That's the key
Oh,
to
yeah.
everything. Country Club Road.
It
What
is.
in the transcripts, law enforcement specifically states, "We know you didn't do it. We saw you pinging off of somebody's Wi-Fi on Country Club
Mhm.
Road."
He was searching porn while he was there.
Yeah.
You know, he
But-
was.
but
You know,
yet he
they
denied
said,
that
"Would
too.
you be doing that at your grandmother's? You know, would you be doing that at your grandparents' house?" He's like, "No, I wouldn't." So he's basically saying he wasn't at his grandparents without answering them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lied really well. He's very good at lying. He
Okay.
does this like he does this like I'm dumb with
Yeah.
a little mixture of amnesia,
hmm
with a little
Traumatized.
Can you clear that up for me? And then he goes in that circular rotation,
Yeah.
back and forth.
The only part that he wasn't that he totally went nuts about was the young stuff that was in the first part. He lost it. He basically told them that is not fucking me. I had nothing to do with that.
That was like him mimicking what he thought outrage should look like, almost. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I'm doing my best impression of outrage.
Or he's not into that age group, and it's somebody else. That could be possible.
I doubt
too.
it. I'm pretty sure he is.
I mean, listen,
But
he's a
you could be
disturbed
right.
individual. He could go either way, but You know,
I mean,
What-
from the
that
very
was one of
get-go,
the only.
he was lying about like, oh yeah, is this about the stuff from before when I was underage? I mean, and that was in like the first like 7 pages, and they'd be like, they're like, you weren't underage.
Right there, it was like when boxers come to the center of the ring and they touch gloves.
Yeah.
And it's like ding, ding, ding. That's what he came out throwing. Was that
immediately?
Immediately.
Also, think about it. You know, his father was in on the lie of him moving to Vegas. That was more or less a cover so that he wouldn't be prosecuted in Indiana. Kind of like, I'm gone. You know, you guys haven't come for me in this long. I don't live here anymore. That I think has a part to play with the 2.5-year lie of him working here and there in Vegas.
Right.
You
Well,
know, that's what makes sense.
They go to the vacation, right? CD, and when they come back is when they're questioned. And then a couple months go by and they're out of there. They move away. You know, the roommate and Kagan, they move away to Las Vegas.
With
like,
the roommates, two children.
Yeah, we got to get out of here, man.
And then even when he came back and he saw the friend and sold that $100 iPad to him, you know, the friend said, "Where you been?" It's basically like he's in his room. He's hiding, living the lie that he's living in Vegas. You know, while he's still, you know, being a predator from his room.
How much do you think that his girlfriend knows?
Well, think about any girlfriend. They get into their boyfriend's phone. They know enough. I mean, you do know enough if you think about it. You know.
I think she knows a lot.
Do they know everything? It could be, but enough, you know.
She knows something. What that is, I'm not sure. She's got to. I mean, you can't be with a man like that. He's almost like an addict. It seems like with that stuff. Like he's addicted to it.
Even just the porn side of it, totally has an addiction.
Well, if you can picture like the worst self-esteem ever, and you got this. Picture this. Okay, put yourself in these shoes. I got this horrible self-esteem. I was raised by this creep of a father, and the one thing that makes me feel good, and the only way I know is by following my father's footsteps, is doing this creepy, nasty shit. And I get some kind of like satisfaction from that. He's not going to give that up. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, you know?
And that's how narcissists are developed, is by losing their self-esteem. And he's really a big narcissist that just lies and builds up this fantasy about who he is in his mind, that he's rich and he's a rapper and he's
not going to give that up. It means too much to him, and it's very important to him. This persona, he can be as a catfish what he could never be. Well, he could have been, you know, something great if he chose to, but instead he chose to be that. So his, you know, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what could cause something like this to happen. I mean, you try to understand, but I mean, you just don't know, like, what leads to that. How do you get into that dark place where you're holding 2 cell phones and you're Snapchatting 50, 60 soliciting underage girls? Like, how do you get
100 to get just one to reply? You know, you don't know how many to get one. And when you get a chance, can you pull up Hunting Evil's question about Miranda?
Hunting Evil.
It just came.
Okay, I see. There you go.
Hunting Evil. No, you know, if you're interrogating somebody and they ask for an attorney once, and then you just say, "This is the time for you to talk. We're not going to have a conversation again. Do you want an attorney?" They basically reeled him back in. But no, you don't have to read the Mirandas again. You already read him. He signed the card, and he knows what his rights are. He's coherent. He's there. So he could stop answering and just say attorney, and just keep saying it. They're going to get him an attorney. That's where it stops.
If I'm not mistaken, they did read the Mirandas to him twice during the interview, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Long ones.
Did they?
Yeah.
They did. They said just to like
the first pages,
and they reread the Miranda rights.
Well, I got to look at that because did he miss a part on the first?
No, they read the Miranda and they read the charges. Like they went through every single charge.
Yeah. But why would they read it twice? I gotta look at that. That's makes me curious because you really, unless you left out a part like.
Well, I think it was after the lawyer.
You have the right to remain silent or something. I don't know why they would read it twice because you're getting them to sign the card. And you give it to them. You read it also. You know,
And
let's read it together.
I don't know if it's in the transcript, the actual Miranda.
Okay.
I think it's them saying something in regards to having read him his Miranda.
Oh yeah, well, because they want to get the
Miranda on page
verification.
25.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, I remember seeing that.
On
what does
page
it
25, they read the Miranda rights.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I remember
24,
seeing
25?
Yeah, he's he like
I
the
gotta
whole.
look at that.
Notes, isn't it? Hold on.
Yeah,
Why
they
the hell
spent
would
some
they wait
time.
till page 25 to read it? Even read it again?
Well, there was a lot of small talk.
It's page 7 and 8, I believe, is where they're going through it all with him and talking about his.
I'm saying they read it again on 25, the Miranda rights.
Cool.
Are you gonna stop walking around or what?
24. I'm sorry.
You hear my dog tacking around the house? She's just
That's
like
actually
doing
24.
circles.
I'm sorry.
24.
Yeah, that's when they say, you have the right to require, or you have the right to refuse to consent to a warrantless search. You have the right to talk to a lawyer about after giving consent. Oh, so that might have been when they were reading the rights about his devices.
Yes. Hold on. Yeah, this is all about the search warrant. That makes sense.
Right.
They're going over his devices and stuff because you read the Mirandas right in the beginning. To read them
so
again, if you read those again somewhere within the entire, you could really be at risk of everything said.
Scaring them.
Is going to get. Yeah, you're gonna get chewed up at court if you read them twice.
Oh yeah,
That's why
it's definitely on page 6 and 7 that he's putting right.
I know that, but this is the search warrant. No, it's all right. No, listen, it's always good to talk about stuff. It's always good. But yeah, no,
I
that
think
makes
it's
total
important
sense.
because he was living with that female as well, right? So they wanted to make sure what was his and what was hers.
Right.
Yes. And which phone was hers? Which was his? Decipher
where
both.
the Xbox was.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is normal. But
what games
you threw me off there.
All right.
Hey, listen, you got to keep me honest. There, Adam. You got to keep me honest.
Yeah.
You had me going. I'm like, what? Really? But no, it's good because if you did read them twice, you could really get chewed up in court. That's why you have them sign it. And if they refuse to sign it, you put refusal on it. There's nothing wrong. It's videotaped. So if you don't want to sign it, you don't sign it. It's fine. But you want to be on the up and up with anything to do with especially with this. This is a serious case. Yeah, that's why. And as a murder sheets, they did the best they can reading it. It's 194 pages. I don't care how many times they stop to do it and whatnot, but the emotion isn't there. But when you read the deputy sheriff, you could see it's elevating and he's starting to get really heated.
Right.
Because they know things and they're pushing him on the things they know, and he's playing stupid. So
yeah, they should have swapped out. They should have swapped out, maybe.
100% agree. Oh, Sleuth, I got to send you. I got to send you the video from the road show. It had to be, I want to say maybe 2018, where I think it was Burston brings up Trooper Veto's name, that he's an up and coming in the state police.
Mhm.
So, he was like, I guess he was, more or less, I don't know how many years he had on at that point, but they were like acknowledging that they had an up and coming guy, and he ends up on this case. Is very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I think I saw his name somewhere, even on the old transcript, the 2017. He signs it somewhere.
Possibly.
So he must have been
Possible.
involved.
Yeah, maybe it was 20. I got to look. I got to find that clip because it was very interesting just how they brought him up and how, this up and coming guy in the state police, Trooper Veto, and he ends up being, taking over the Kagan case. Basically, he's the lead.
Another thing I wanted to talk with you guys about is page 13. This is where Kagan talks about moving to Vegas with his neighbor friend.
Okay.
So, do you think he just jumped with him because he was kind of shook by all this and he's not that involved? Maybe he's scared. Maybe they're both. You think they're running from a killer that they know? Or are they running from prosecution?
One part we know is that the roommate in Vegas, he was having problems with the baby mama, the mother of the two children. She was an addict. Yeah. He was supposed to move to Colorado. Right. We saw that Tony Klein comments something like, it's expensive there.
Colorado. He did move to Colorado.
He did?
It's on. It's on his. Yeah, the other one did. It's on. No, neighbor one did as well.
I'm talking about neighbor one.
Yeah.
So when did he go?
He was supposed to go, but I don't think he went.
Yeah, I don't think he went either. I think
no, it's on when I pull up his information, it's there.
Oh, okay, so maybe he went after going to Vegas, because Tony
Or it could
commented
have
on
been-
his Facebook saying it's expensive.
Well, we know that they didn't go to Vegas together for a few months, like until June.
Yeah, June. Yeah,
Friend
Keegan
one
supposedly
went
went in
March.
June.
But friend one, I think he moved out like prior to all that.
He moved to Vegas in March of 2017.
Yeah, I think it was like the 30th. I think it was. So it was like right at the end of March. He was out.
He moved out of the house on Canal Street the year before, in May or June. I can't remember.
Adam's sleuthing it up. I like it. He's got the knowledge. I like it though. It's good.
Yeah, he set me straight on that, and he's right. I checked it out.
Yeah.
So at some point he's listed as living in Colorado.
I just found it weird how he brings up that, listen, he's in a bad situation in Indiana. He's got this, the mother who's probably coming around the kids hammered, messed up.
She hadn't been in the picture. She hadn't been in the picture since Christmas of 20. Like it was a couple of years.
Wow. I guess was there problems at court where she was trying to get custody? Is that why he wanted out?
She took off to Oregon.
Oh wow. Okay. It's interesting.
And she's still there, as far as I know.
Him as Colorado at all.
And so, I did find weird is that the young images possibly could have something to do with that guy's kids. Is kind of how Keegan was saying it in a weird way, not saying it outright, but he was kind of just saying that my roommate there, has 2 young children that around that age.
Well, the affidavit states that there was some images of that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah. Which is, let me tell you something. There's not a place in hell for those people. That's disturbing.
I think that the friend number 1 was moving to Vegas, and Keegan wanted to get the heck out of Dodge and saw it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Could be.
And we don't really even know how long he was really there. Was it a weekend thing? Was it, a couple weeks here, coming back? We just don't know. I have his addresses there.
Friend what wanted to tell me. He told me he didn't remember.
Of course. That's
Adam,
the whole thing, is that they don't want to confirm stuff.
Adam, did he tell you how much money Keegan or Kagan?
He said he owed him $2,000.
So you could probably guesstimate rent by that.
Yeah, he told me he left him with $2,000 when he left.
So there was a lot of promising and not paying. So he was promising to pay, and he wasn't coming up with the money.
He said that Tony paid everything that he did.
Of course.
I mean, like I said, you take that all with a grain of salt, but
right.
Sleuth, I pulled friend number 1 up on 2 different sites, Intellius and People Search, and they're showing addresses, but not one of them I'm seeing is in Colorado. I do remember looking.
Did you say Facebook. People Search?
No, it's called searchpeoplefree.com. It's actually quite nice. I use Intellius, and Intellius has about 10 different addresses for them, and they're all Las Vegas or Peru. But then I use the People Search on the Search People Free one, and there's nowhere. Like, I remember on his Facebook talking about Colorado, and he was supposed to move there. That was his goal, but then he ended up going to Vegas. Yeah, so I'm not sure. What did you see that on?
The other guy.
Not that it matters. I don't think.
Colorado.
Yeah,
the other guy did. I know the other guy did.
Yeah, both of them.
Right. Who he told me that was also not his roommate.
Yeah,
no, I think he lived there. I think he lived there prior.
You think it was prior? Yeah, I wasn't sure because I couldn't find any other connection to those 2. But
Adam, what do you think about how many are in on the lie?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
There's a big lie going on.
Yeah, how many people are in on the lie? It just keeps going. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Who in their right minds?
I'll let them.
Think about it though. Who would want to defend him and lie about anything right now? Anybody who is a trustworthy, really good person would not be lying about anything to do with him.
Right.
It just shows you that the people he was hanging out with, not the best people. Just not.
Yep, Sonny, I think you might be right there.
Well, I just have them on 2, and Yeah, I just remember on his Facebook when I was looking at it,
Yes.
he talked about it, but he ended up going to Vegas instead.
Maybe that's what it
do you
was all
do you
about.
have the comment? The one comment that he got about moving to Colorado was Tony.
Right.
Tony Klein says it's expensive.
But
and at one point, Tony asked him if he got a car yet.
Oh, Keegan. I might be confusing him with Keegan living in Colorado.
Yes, Keegan lived in Colorado. Keegan has the address of Colorado. You are correct. Okay. Not that he ever lived there, but he does have an address for Colorado.
Okay.
I wonder if that address lines up with
the
old neighbor 3 there. I wonder if those addresses line up.
With which one?
That's interesting.
With the Adam character.
Oh, that okay. So I
wonder if Kagan's Colorado address might match up somewhat with that address.
Does anyone know, is he still in jail?
Who?
Adam.
Oh, I don't know.
I was told there's a couple active warrants, but I didn't check.
No, yeah, I didn't look on anything for free records, Indiana. I looked them up though. This is what I'm going through right now because I can see where that friend number 1, this Adam guy, they're showing an address in Peru at 60, the one beside Keegan's house. Anyway, 65 Peru or whatever. But then they're showing him at that address like they're way early. And then there's about another 8 addresses after that. They're showing him
Are you talking about Adam?
Correct.
But did you notice Adam, he also has another address that's just like not even like 6 houses away?
Yeah, he has
I think it's his mother's home. Yeah, I think his mother lives there, so he could bounce back and forth from there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That was one of my things on my agenda here this week, was working on Google Maps and then putting like the addresses down because some of them are seeming very similar, like to each other. Like for instance, I don't know. It's a little bit confusing because one was the current address and yet on another site they have a different current address.
Yeah, the dates aren't always accurate. It really depends on who you registered with at a certain time under that address and who sold your information, really.
Yeah. Either way, there's like I said, quite a few addresses between them all.
One thing I've learned looking into this case was how easy it is to find information about people.
Absolutely.
It's all public.
Absolutely.
I mean, I read some of this stuff and I'm like, I should not be able to find this easily.
Yeah.
But I mean, because I think, like friend 1, it took me 30 minutes to find him. Granted, I didn't mean to contact him, but...
And the time that we heard,
Yeah, the unredacted transcripts help a little bit with that.
And I didn't have the unredacted transcripts when we found anything.
I got favored. It was a gift to me.
Nice.
Oh, Adam, you know what I wanted to tell you really quick? Because we were talking about the other day about the 2 different... It is 2 different police chiefs.
Yeah. No,
it's 2 totally different.
It's 2 totally different police chiefs.
Yeah. You have JK and then you have the Peru one.
Right. I guess it's helped to have friends in high places.
Well, JK is an interesting character.
Oh, that brings up another. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Did you guys hear that they're bringing in a special prosecutor?
Yeah, we talked about that on Sunny's live tonight.
I was confused about that myself.
Yeah, the only time you bring a special prosecutor in is when you have a conflict of interest. So where's this conflict? Is it between county and state? CD, what do you think?
Well, they also remember they said that even Robert Ives, even after he retired, he mentioned that he would come back if they did ask him to be a special prosecutor for Delphi.
Yeah,
he did state that.
What do you think about a family member of somebody that's part of the investigation?
It also could come down to it could come down to how big of a prosecuting case this is. That you need a special prosecutor because it's just a full time. It's a full time. It's going to be a full time case.
They moved into the building, maybe trying to avoid these conflicts of interest. And
we might see multiple. We could see them bring in 2 assistants because we're seeing this is 5 years of evidence compounding. There's
It's
no way
movement.
that the McClellan guy could do it himself. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's a good
You know?
movement, I think, for them to bring in a special prosecutor. That's good. It's
Yeah,
good for us in the case.
What's his name? Is it Hawkins, or is that the judge?
I can't remember.
Wasn't that the judge? That's I have his name.
Unroyal did a really good video on it. He has
he?
like all the details. Yeah, he puts all the information out there.
Yeah, because I know
also the prosecutor McClellan is related to the German family, so that might be the reason.
It could be.
Family member. Family member is the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah, it could absolutely could be, but it's also this is full time. It just is. I mean,
right.
How long when they arrest one or multiple? How long this is going to go on before trial and given the discovery over? Just handing the discovery over is going to take time to have it all ready.
What about the FBI?
This is no joke.
You think that they're pretty busy with all this? Maybe doing wiretaps and phone taps.
I mean, even the state would be. I told you I had a case that had 27 wiretaps at one time. Damn. So there was bananas. But I mean, the wire room itself was bananas. That's all I could say. You had 11 people listening to wiretaps.
Crazy.
All day long, 24/7.
What case was that?
A case I worked on.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
It was awesome. It was really cool. I told you I became certified in. Had to go to New Jersey. It was not New York State Police. Had to stay down in Jersey for 4 days for GPS systems installing, battery operated, where you just slap them on. I'm gonna tell you something. You want to talk about horrifying? 4 a.m. going under a car and slapping that magnet on. It's like the entire neighborhood hears that slap, And then there's hard wiring, and then I did audio bugs in cars. Very cool. Yeah, very cool stuff. And we couldn't trust the dealerships because they had connections with this is Land Rover and BMW, two totally different dealerships, different owners. We couldn't trust the dealerships because of how connected they were with these guys. So when their cars came off the ship at the New Jersey port, we towed them out of there, brought them to a garage 5 miles away, installed the GPS, hardwired it, installed the audio bugs, brought them back. They got put back in the ship and into the box, and then the dealers, got their truck, 5-6 days later. And as soon as that car beeped on, we were live. It was awesome. Awesome case. Yeah.
The shit you must have heard.
The shit you don't want to hear on top of that. The shit you hear and the shit you don't want to hear, man. Some weird phone calls that are just like, wait, 30 seconds, I gotta get off. I gotta click the button and get off right now. Because if it's not, if it's something that's not affiliated, you gotta
cheating
click
wives and
back
cheating
on.
spouses and stuff. Yeah.
Or just, I just can't even tell you. It's just bananas, the weird phone calls that were made. You just would never, just crazy. People are just creepy and weird. That's all I could say. Yeah, just shit you would just never imagine was happening on those wiretaps.
There's a good representation here on YouTube of what we see out in the real world. So
yeah, it's.
I have a question.
Very interesting.
I have a question. Has anyone else heard that Shane Evans is not being given any information, that he's kind of banned from the case? And why would that be?
Maybe just, I don't know, because of how close he is to it. He was the mayor. He was. There's too many ties there. That's why I know
everyone just really ties together in that town.
But think about Murder Sheets when they interviewed the Thomas guy that's running for sheriff, right? And he basically knocked Tobe for not telling him what's going on. But that's just the way it is. There's a task force for Delphi. He's not on it. Doesn't matter if you're a captain, what your position is. You're not entitled to that case. Okay, a patrolman, a low deputy that's on the task force knows more than him. That's just the way it is. It's not about what rank you are. You're not on the task force. You're not entitled to it. And that's for leaks. That's for a lot of different reasons. And it's nothing to say about the guy Thomas.
Even though Shane Evans is in the prosecutor's office now as a prosecutor, they still
Shane Evans. He knows too much. I mean, he was the mayor, so he got to see everything. The mayors, they could ask for the file. I mean, it happened in his jurisdiction. He was the mayor. he's entitled to the file on that, which,
Right.
you know, they probably didn't like at his age and whatnot, but he was the mayor.
Yeah.
So, you know, there could be a trust issue. We don't know. You know, I'm not saying anything, but I don't know the guy personally, but if he's in the prosecutor's office, he's not seeing anything, there's a reason. You know, it's like anything else. There's always a reason. You know?
I just see slime when I look at him. You see his little shifty eyes. Sleuth, do you get
Well,
that?
I know that I guess, you know, there's a channel out there now that jumped off of Ron Logan and is on Shane Evans as being BG, but the guy was supposedly an hour away in a meeting. It's like, let's go off the alibis we know. The guy wasn't even in.
Who's going to be more memorable, like, to see the mayor?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, that guy is just a banana head. You know, he's from the down under, and he's just out of his mind. That's just what I commented on one of his videos months back. I'm like, get off Ron Logan. He just like went batshit. I'm like, not even worth my time. Not worth my time. You know, Ron Logan didn't do it. The guy, you know, you have his whole day. That's why he went to jail for driving drunk and, you know, violating his probation. You know, I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
But this is just what you're dealing with here. You got some psycho on YouTube that just has a hard on for Ron Logan. It's let's be real though. I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy.
Sonny, what were you saying about Shane Evans? You're asking me like if I got weird vibes.
You know, yeah, like, okay, just by intuition alone, yeah, he just gives me like, yeah, slime ball vibes. Not to you?
I think he's just a guy who was single for a really long time. He had a lot of goals and aspirations, and I think he just spent most of his young life trying to accomplish those goals, and I think he did.
Well, I guess we'll all see when the truth comes out. Hey, one day we'll see who's all involved and see. Yeah.
So I wanted to comment because
I don't look into them actually, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't get any.
Herman, where is that? Herman, it's 27 wiretaps, not warrants. We had 27 active wires at one time, and we needed a lot of people to listen to them.
I could do that.
Let me tell you something. You want to know people's deepest, darkest secrets? You got it. And we also had two computers, right? They had I wasn't involved in that.
They need to make a television show of it. I watched.
Well, listen to how cool this was, and this was back in 2007. I want to say, back in 2007, they were able to get inside of two of the guys' houses and do some kind of software that once they went on their computer and moved the mouse in the wire room, we had two dedicated computers. That one was one guy A and one was one guy B. When they moved their mouse, the computer went live, and you saw every keystroke, every mouse move, every click. It was unreal. That's so technology crazy. From 15 years ago.
That's hacker shit.
It is. It was unreal to. I mean,
it's like ghosting.
At first, it was creepy. Like you're just seeing the mouse move. You know, we had two big screens up where they went live on, and it's just unbelievable. So if you think about where the technology is today, you know, it's unreal. And they didn't know until they were arrested that their computers were totally mapped. They were totally screwed. You know, they had no idea. No
cookies. Gotta watch those cookies.
Yeah, watch the cookies. Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like, oh yeah, use a VPN. If they want you, they're gonna get you. That's just the way it is. Use whatever you want.
Yeah.
If you're watching in the UK, the biscuits.
You know, think about it.
Are you serious?
People go to work.
I'm kidding.
So think about it, right? People go to work, right? People go to work. They're not home. Nobody's watching their house 24/7. And if you have outdoor cameras or whatnot, your power gets knocked out. You know, the team gets in your house.
I have backup.
They're in there
power
for
on
12 minutes.
2 sets of my cameras.
Wow. Yeah, but think about it. They're in there for 12 minutes tops. You know, whatever they got to do, tap, you know, whatever. That's the whole thing. Like people could think whatever they want if they are onto you. And you know, I wouldn't say it before, but this is since December. They've been on. We've known that they're onto the clients. This is 4 months later. You know, whatever they have, they have.
Right.
You know, not something I would say immediately, but you know, it's just that's the technology 15 years ago.
From a perspective of an investigator, you know, the probability of coincidences and how likely that those things do, and how often those things do happen. It's not cut and dry. You know, it's not cut and dry that we're looking at Keegan Kline and Tony Kline as the killers. Right? It's not cut and dry. No, it's not cut and dry. Let's put it this way. Does one of them lead to the other one of them that leads to the killer? That is a possibility. That there's a third person.
That's highly possible. Highly possible. You know, but there's a reason Keegan's getting squeezed. You know, they're putting him. Look. I want to see what he looks like today after the December interview. I mean, the guy, he's got that skin.
Yeah.
It looks like fungus growing on his face. He's just not doing.
What do they call that? Leprosy or whatever.
No, it looks like he's got like ringworm. I had that back in the day wrestling. You know, when you get that on the mat, man, on your face.
That doesn't look like wrestling ringworm to me. That looked like
it's some kind of funk. He's got
that looked like
growing
hell
on his face.
Came calling.
You know? Think of Will Smith. He's got a little alopecia going on up there. There's a lot going on in that man's life.
It was like venom. That shit was just like.
And think about it. He's only 27. I mean, we know how many years just for his CP case, what he's going to get. He is not going to fare well there.
No.
Okay. When this case goes to trial and he gets switched to state prison, he's probably going to be a 23-hour-a-day lockup with an hour solo. You know, it's just it's just not going to go well for him. So if he knows, so that's why I think he's buckling. Daddy abandoned them. You know, the phone calls stopped, the visits stopped, the money stopped. Now he talked a little bit in December, but before that, he was a stone. Who?
CD. Why do you think that his dad stopped talking to him?
Because his dad's door got kicked in around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right. But I mean,
at that point, his dad is realizing, okay, they're really coming at me. He's gonna, because think about it, right? His father goes to visit him, right? He picks up the phone. As soon as that contact's made, that's recorded.
So who knows what was
who?
So who's putting money on his books then?
Well, he said that his dad wasn't putting him. He said his dad stopped putting money on.
Well, I know, but someone's putting money on his books.
Who is his girlfriend? I mean, that's documented too, though. You know, whoever's gonna, you got to use a credit card. So whoever's name is on that, they're gonna. That's the whole thing. Right now, he's a hot potato. Keegan's a hot potato. Anybody that goes near that, you're gonna have fire.
I would like to see Tony Klein's transcripts from that interview.
Right.
I would too.
I wonder what that interview looked like.
What sucks is you see it from the search warrant at the house. The talk they had with Tony Klein was so brief. It was about the router, making sure it was secure, that it was was locked by a password. Whatever interview happened after that, I wish we could see,
right?
Because that's going to be the interesting one,
Because the IP address had to have been his name. So when they went to that house, they were going for.
Well, that's it. Yeah, no, they knew who I think they knew who they were going for because they did their homework. But they had to talk. You have to talk to whose names are on the bills.
Okay.
I just see him. He works AT&T when he mentioned at his apartment, stuff like that. What I wanted to say is, for some reason, I get this Tony Klein. He worked the graveyard shift, right? So he's leaving around 6, 7 o'clock at night, maybe.
It depends when 11 to 6:30. It just depends. It depends when you're working. They have an hour lunch, so is it 11 to 7:15?
So
something like that.
That leaves Kagan there, and whoever else, maybe the old neighbor who lives up the street now, coming over, neighbor number 1. And they're just kind of like bullying him, punking him out, taking his phones, show me the girls, or he's
think of
trying
Keegan
to
too. He says. Doesn't he say he sleep? They, their normal Sunday, Monday, they would sleep till 1 o'clock. So what time? What time is he staying up until to go to bed and wait? Who's sleeping till 1 o'clock these days?
People.
I mean, really,
I actually did
PCP.
I was a night owl myself. I love staying up really late.
Sonny, I did midnights for 6 months, brutal. And then I worked special investigations. So when it was like the hot time of the year, we were working, 7 at night until 3:30 in the morning, or sometimes 9:30 at night to 6 in the morning. And you want to talk about brutal, but that's the hot times to work. That's when drugs are moving. That's when,
what do you guys think about that? The whole drug aspect. Keegan mentioned hard drugs, PCP, shrooms, acid. Passing out, people using his phone. So what if these people that are coming over, like what if Tony's really not as involved as we think? What if it's these people that are coming over while he's away? They're partying there, they're doing drugs, Keegan's trying to show off. Hey man, look at this, check this out. And they're like, oh man, that's, he passes out. Boom. Guess who pops up on the phone? One of these freaking weirdos that's hanging out,
Yeah, I got a kid. He was like 21. I got a kid with 2 bags. They looked like kilos of shrooms, So do you know how hard it is to get that off one person? Shrooms are just hard to come by as it is. But
I
to
used
get
to
that on
grow
a
'em in my
single
room.
traffic stop? Come on, did you really?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yep. I used to love
Wow.
shrooms when I was younger.
Yeah, well, you know, listen, if you think
I was
about
a
it,
hiker.
psychedelics.
I was a
Really?
hiker, camper. I'd go on like 3-day hikes just through random locations using GPS, compass,
You
just
were
shrooming with
setting
my
up a
buddies.
tent and
I like
shrooming, and you
shrooms
putting a
better
little
than
peanut butter
acid.
sandwich together? You
No,
can't.
we
You
would
can't
make.
eat those
We would.
normal, right?
Yeah,
You got to put a
I could.
sandwich.
Nope, I would eat them straight up,
Wow.
or I'd make tea.
That's false. And everybody else doesn't know, but shrooms, they grow in pure shit. So it's like
I know.
they taste horrendous from what is
Yeah,
out
when you
there. So
grow,
to eat them
when you
whole,
grow them,
you got to be
when you
the
grow them
norm.
in your home. Well, when you grow them in your home, you don't use shit. You take syringes that are filled with mushroom spores, and you put them in
There you go.
vermiculite, and then you just put a humidifier with them, and they grow.
Did you guys do oil? Did you do oil, Sleuth?
What do you mean?
What's that?
How else are you gonna eat them? What are you gonna put them in your ass?
Suppository?
Like, what did she mean? Did you do oral?
Oil.
Oh, oil.
Oil.
She said, Adam, you were with me. It sounded like she said oral. There's no. I'm like, how else are you eating those things?
Oil? No, like a topical.
Oh my god, how funny!
No, like you know how there was hashish oil or pot, you know, and then there was shrooms and acid, and that's as far as I went. Was acid.
You're asking if I did hashish?
No,
Zen,
oil.
you don't know. Zen, you don't know if
oil
that's
is.
true because.
Oh, really? Same thing,
What's
but
oil?
just in it's hashish, but it's melted down, and you put them in like those little perfume bottle things, the little vials, and then you.
Adam, we're getting a lesson here.
Yeah,
I know. I'm like.
Oh, you just talking about butter or wax or whatever?
No, like oil, like drugs, pot. It's like meaning like hashish.
I know what we just call it something different.
What do you guys call oil? Because oil is the one that you would put in the vial to get out with a pin. Put it on the.
It's like
knife.
I'm hearing oral.
Butter. Yeah, oral is what I'm hearing.
Am I right though? I'm hearing her say. I think it's the Canadian accent thing there that I'm hearing her say oral, and I'm totally fucking going. So I'll tell you a funny story. When I was 26 years old, right? And I went to this, it was a 3-day course on meth labs because that's when meth labs were starting to move to New York, right?
Carol.
And I, you know, I'm in the room with 300, you know, guys who's got 25 years on, they're looking at me like, why is this young guy here, right? So, you know, there's only so long I could sit still, right? And on like the second day, they're going on and on how to approach the meth lab, what not to do. So I had to raise my hand. I'm like, so basically you're saying if we know there's a meth lab, let's not go inside. And I got fucking berated for saying that. But like, if you think about like, even I'm bringing it up because they're saying that there was, you know, cooking going on, you know, by the creek. To have a full on meth lab, you need so many different things. You can't just you're not just going to cook that out in the open. So you need some kind of structure. It's like I think that whole storyline is bullshit because I saw somebody bringing it up maybe a couple of weeks ago on YouTube, and I'm like, I don't understand why they're going there because it just doesn't make sense. Where are you cooking it? By the creek?
Yeah, that's not how they do it. They move into small towns and they rent small houses or trailers.
100%. 100%. You know, they get a place that's
Ron Logan's barn.
Yeah, there is a rumor that Ron Logan was being paid to let them cook meth on his property, and that there was a barn type shack that he had that was torn down after everything happened. So maybe they were doing it in there. I don't know.
Was it torn down or was there a little fire? Because those fires you can't contain. There's no containing those fires.
Yeah.
Basically,
or what.
If it's a known meth lab, basically fire departments are you let that shit burn because it is so dangerous. The explosives that could come out of it, it's just beyond dangerous to even fuck with.
Well, the local meth heads call it a luau.
Yeah.
A luau.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they all get around it in a circle and they,
A luau, yeah.
Let me tell you something. What I learned at those 3 days is just how dangerous and explosive that could turn into so quickly. That's why you have, you know, these crazy fires that happened, and that I know there's people looking into like Indiana, and I got sent a lot of different stuff that I've been looking at, which is very interesting to me, is all the different fires that have gone on around that area in the last decade, and this person's showing me how he believes it's a serial arsonist. And the stuff he's given me is very compelling, that it is highly possible that there is, you know, even with Flora, there were, you know, outside the residence, there was multiple, what they used, they said there was multiple
accelerant points.
Accelerants. There were multiple accelerants points, you know, so it's like.
In the FBI handbook in regards to serial killers, majority of them start with arson.
Yeah. You know,
just throwing that out there. That's my little
participation. And you know what the problem, and we encountered this being a cop, and we encountered that many fires, even small ones that turned into bigger ones, were started by firemen, you know, firefighters. Yeah. Yep. Which is sad, but there's a lot of firefighters they're pyros.
They do it. A lot of them do it for work too. A lot of them do it for work.
What do you mean? What do you mean, for like insurance stuff?
No, they'll go and they'll set wildfires.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Because they're not getting any work.
Yeah. To me, it just
sort of thing makes sense though, because it's such a hands-off way to kill someone that it makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're kind of like easing your way into it, you know?
Yeah, but Adam, it's also the addiction to fire on top of it.
Right.
You know, they have an addiction to a fire being lit. Really, but this person, I give them a lot of credit for even sending it to me, because they've been the amount of research they've done is unreal. I mean, they put timelines together, and you know, we'll see where it goes, but it's very interesting that how many fires have happened. And you just had the female, you know, trooper. Her and her daughter died in the fire. Was it 4 months ago? Was it January?
Yeah.
It was January. You know, it's just a lot of weird shit. You had the ATF there, but that's normal. I mean, people that was mentioned to me that the ATF was there. Any fire where a homicide, or any death for a police officer, the ATF has to get involved. It's just normal procedure. But that's interesting.
Sorry, Jojo, can you just email me? I'm not sure what you're talking about. And I'm not going to come flip on you. She's like a good friend of mine from Suzanne Morphew's case. I'm not sure what she's talking. I've never looked at Abby's sneaker walking on the bridge picture. No, I haven't. Have you guys?
JT, it is explosive, and yes, the fumes are beyond toxic. They are for meth labs.
I don't know what JoJo's talking about as far as her sneaker. I haven't heard that before.
Hunting Evil saying that she wants to see me on shrooms. No, thank you. No thanks. You know, no thank you.
I don't
know how well that. But if we do, we do. I mean, I don't know if you guys see that they are starting to use psychedelics for PTSD with you know, veterans and military.
That's the only reason I used it.
There have been positive. There has been. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know some people that
Kagan. But could Kagan have been using it for his seizures or migraines? Because they use psychedelics for that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, now that you're talking about that, Sleuth, what the hell is the stuff that Mike Tyson always talks about that he took?
Oh, DMT.
It's called like what is the nickname for it? It's like the devil's breath or something. What is it? The devil's something.
Well, that stuff hops around where I live on the back of frogs.
That's what he was talking about. If you ever hear him describe it, it's pretty funny hearing it come from Mike Tyson. He's
I've never done it.
It's like God's in front of you, you know?
Well, basically, you apparently go and like anybody that's done it, they talk about going to like the same place. It's like another dimension.
Yeah, that's kind of like he was basically describing that you are. It's like you feel when you come out of that, you actually feel like a different person. Like you actually feel
something
like
about entities.
The beyond.
Like they all mention the same like entities and stuff. It's really intense.
Like it
seems.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll send it to Sonny.
Maybe it just does the same thing to your brain. You know, makes you see the same.
It could. It must hit something in your brain where you feel like you go to it. Like you go to like a different place where like God's there. Like, and you hear it from multiple people talking about it.
Or the veil just comes down. You know, a little bit.
What's it called?
I went to a couple warehouse parties in the late '90s where I thought I met God, but
yeah, that's called ecstasy. And you didn't meet God. That's called ecstasy.
I wasn't there. Was I?
You may have been.
I was drugged in was it 98?
Put the glow
I was drugged. Down. No, I was drugged in Cancun, Mexico in 1998 and we were trying to get out of the club because we don't know what the hell they put. It was like 5 of us. We don't know what they put in our drinks, but we were starting to hallucinate. And I don't know, they were trying to rob us. We had 4 Mexican military with machine guns aimed at us while some kid's trying to steal my belt. I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here. You know, we were basically being held up by the military. I mean, really. I mean, if you think about how crazy that is, but that's just, you know, Mexico is a different world, man. It is. It's even wilder now. You know, it's like, yeah, go on vacation. Just don't leave your resort because you might encounter freaking some bad shit. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. DMT. Yeah, is what. Yeah, Tyson talks about it. He's used it many times.
Mm-hmm. Him and what's his name? Talk about it. Joe Rogan.
Well, Sleuth, did you see?
Rogan? Yeah.
Did you see Tyson on the podcast with one of the Logans where he chews shrooms for like 25 minutes? He just keeps chewing and chewing.
See, that's too hardcore. I've never done that. I had a buddy that did, but I would take like a little pieces, like a couple caps and like a stem, and I'd be fine.
You know, he took like a handful and chewed it for like an hour until it finally turned into a paste.
Mike Tyson is a beast.
He is a beast.
I always remember him for biting the ear off. Was it Holyfield?
Because he's a beast. He'll bite your
well, you know what? That was his downfall era. But Sonny, let me tell you something. You want to talk about one of the most? He was so dominant, and there hasn't been somebody like him. When he was at his top, I mean, it was just unreal. I know,
just like poof, God to the floor.
Stephanie, we keep asking him. He might have a channel one day. We don't know.
Yeah. He's gonna leave me one day. I can feel it. He wants to be his own star. Yeah.
Never say never. But
yeah.
He is the Beyonce of the group.
Yeah. He's gonna leave his nest soon one day. Just Deb's gonna stay with me though. But and Mama, I think she's working on her channel. But Adam, he wants to be his own star. I can feel it.
That's
just don't be Tito. You don't want to be Tito.
Big Fish, your Big Fish is 100% right. The East Coast was behind on meth. They were. It started out west. When I was in Vegas on a case, it was massive there, and it didn't even touch the East Coast at that point. But it was so massive at how big meth was back in 06, 07, 08. It was insane. But that also comes with the territory. You got people trying to stay up 24/7. So, you know, if they get their hands on something that's going to keep them up and they can make more money, that's what they're going to do.
Can I, and you guys tell me what you think here. I seen Digital say something about a flower in the barn. Remember how somebody took a picture? They placed flowers in a barn because that's where they believe that the girls were killed.
Wasn't it the Mears barn? It was the Mears barn, wasn't it?
Yeah. And they put like flowers in there and took a picture and posted it as if that's where the girls were killed, but we don't know.
There was also rumor that there was blood in there, and there's nothing in the picture that shows that blood was there.
Let's Herman, such a good
just
guy.
like a sleuth live stream. Look, just like a sleuth live stream. Oh, Herman, come on, man! You got good comments. We're just talking. We're talking about Delphi. Yeah. We're talking about other things. There's 5 of us here. You should be happy we have 5 people. We're hanging out.
You can come on, Herman.
He should go make himself a channel. Herman, go make yourself a
channel.
Sonny,
think of it this way, right?
I want to hear what he has
What
to
is
say.
the benefit? If we think of it this way, what is the benefit of LE telling us that the final crime scene where the girls were found is where they were killed? What is the reason that they would lie to us if there was a second location that could possibly have somebody that saw them there, saw, you know, people being walked in there? It just doesn't make sense.
Right. I mean,
because you would want the truth. You're not going to give all the facts, but you want the facts out there so that if somebody saw something, they're going to report on it. If people think, oh no, that never happened, they're not going to call up and say something. It just doesn't benefit the case to do it.
The whole Chadwell thing, like everybody was like, oh, I thought this guy was busted, or with Nations, and like every time like a popular POI comes out, everybody thinks this is the guy that got busted.
Yeah. I mean, I still think that Chadwell could have a link somewhere to the crime.
Oh yes, he does. And
I really feel that the dog, that Klein's dog, really looks like a relation to his dog, his 2 dogs. And is it possible that they came from the same breeder or something else? I mean, it's highly likely.
Well, they went to the same
let's think of it this way, right? Chadwell is a predator too. So,
Yeah.
are they connected somewhere deep down?
Yes, he is.
It's a possibility. But I don't
know.
believe Chadwell. The Delphi case isn't really his MO. I mean, we saw what his MO is. He took a girl from right outside his house.
Yeah.
He's just, it's all about that
Impulse.
split second he attacked.
It's that impulse.
He attacked. Yeah, that's it. If people are saying, oh, he seems like a guy that could plan something out like this. No, he doesn't.
He's connected
Chadwell
to the
does
Veto
not
side.
seem. He was on parole and dragged the girl from outside his house and brought her into his house in broad daylight. So is he really that well planned out? No, he's an opportunist. He was an opportunist. And thank God that law enforcement knew it from when they talked to him, because another hour and she might not
saved that girl's life.
Yeah,
they did.
thank God.
They had that cop on the scene. He was probably a patrolman. He did a fucking awesome job, because that could have ended really, really tragic if another 60 minutes went by.
Yeah.
Sleuth, do you see what Digital said there?
Herman, last week I promised to do a Q&A. We're just chatting here, man. And I promised to do another Q&A when I will, but we're just hanging out and we're reading the chat. There's 5 of us up here. We're talking, we got good minds up here.
Yeah, this is a Sunny takeover. It's my fault. Blame me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Sleuth?
Diane, that's funny, Diane.
Anyway,
no, Herman. Listen, I got to be honest. Let's not all get on Herman's case. Herman was really good with his comments last week in my live stream. I guess he thinks we're getting off track, but we're not. We're just.
We did have a very emotional live stream. I mean, I guess people that are emotionally inept couldn't handle it, but I thought it was very refreshing. It was a good change for my channel.
The one we had, what was it, 2 weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what he's referring to.
Oh yeah, you hit me in the face that day. You really did. Mm-hmm. You hit me pretty good. No, he did. He tried to break me right when we came on. He started talking.
We
about
got in our feels.
We did. He tried to break me. I mean, I'll tell you a little story about you lose touch with guys you worked with years ago, and I was really good friends with a guy in the academy. You just go different ways. New York City is a huge police department. When I got hired, there was 35,000 uniformed cops. So yeah, it's just, you end up losing touch. And I want to say it was about 4.5 years ago, I get this text message and I had the same number, and it was my nickname. And he's like, "Is this you?" And I'm like, "Damn." And the name came up. I'm like, "Hey, is that you?" He goes, "Listen, because we actually, during 9/11, we were together every single day. He was kind of like my partner. We were in the academy, got pulled out. And he's like, listen, I really want you to, stay on top of getting checked, because anybody at 9/11, you're able to go get checked at the hospital in the city, and they run all tests." Well, this guy, great guy. Family comes from cops.
Asbestos and all
that. So think about it. Everything in that building turned to dust. Yeah. Everything. But humans turned to dust. Papers, ceilings, walls, everything turned to dust. So he told me 6 months before he was on his way to get promoted, and his whole family was with him. His fiance was with him. He was getting married a little later, like I did, because you're busy working.
Herman.
And he was about to get on the subway, and he just dropped in front of his family. Never had a health condition, nothing. He drops, right? Had a massive seizure.
Wow.
They rush him to the hospital. They do a CAT scan on his head. They noticed something. They noticed something with his head, that in his sinus something was going on. So they, did another CAT scan of his sinuses. He had a massive tumor. Well, it's whatever was, it's everything. Talking about cement, steel.
Yeah, what's that other shit they spray? They spray something all over the steel before they cover it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just you saw what people looked like, dude. I wasn't even fully. I was there the next day at ground zero, but I was 3 blocks away from it, and I still had dust all over me. It was just in the air coming at you. So he told me what happened to him. They found a huge mass in his sinus. He had to take radiation to his face. It's a cancer that wasn't seen since 1920. It was just kind of gone. But now, ever since 9/11, it's climbed the ladder for 9/11 first responders and even civilians that were there. But it just shows you how real, that day was, and how it came back and bit him in the ass 16 years later. This guy never smoked, healthy guy, never was a smoke. This is just a cancer that you haven't seen in 180 years, 90 years. And because of 9/11 and, the towers coming down, that's just how real it is. But it's you know, I went and visited him. It was, you know, I still keep in contact with him, but it's just fucking real day, man. You know, that's why it hit me so hard. I couldn't even, that day I couldn't even talk about him to you, because it was just, you know, it's just something I just, you know, you relive it. It's just something you pack away, man. You know, there's folders in your head that you know, you put it in the file cabinet and you leave it there.
Yeah.
You know, but that's how real it is, man. Great guy. He's finally having his first baby this year, and he's a good dude, man. He's a good fucking dude, and nobody deserved what happened that day. Nobody.
No.
Not because our country's free.
You know,
you know?
CD, I remember exactly what I was doing that day myself. I was literally lying in bed, and the TV was on right in front of me. And I woke up because of the noise coming from the TV. And I remember they were just talking about the first plane hitting. And then all of a sudden they're like live and they're going, oh my God, there's a second plane. And I literally woke up just as that second plane was coming in on the tower. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and then you heard about the other ones that were going down, like in the Pentagon and that. And I just remember going, what the hell's going on here? Like, I didn't know if Canada was going to be being attacked. I just knew as soon as I saw that plane hit, I was like, oh my God, obviously two planes.
It's horrifying when you see the details that those guys went to living, you know, when they were living in Jersey, and how they were able to just, you know, the plan they had in place, and they were able to manipulate that, you know, our airlines, you know, they didn't keep the cockpit locked all the time. And you know, they knew how to exploit our country. You know, and it's sad. It is. These are shit bags that should have never been here in the first place.
Well, it was just
able to come here.
The security was just an illusion to begin with.
Well, it was. No, it was non-existent. You know, okay, you're scanning bags, blah blah. They got box cutters onto every one of those planes.
They could do it again right now if they wanted to.
Well, the whole thing with that is that they'll never get in the cockpit, no matter what. That's locked down. It's no matter what's going on outside, it's just not opening. You know, that's just the way it has to be. It's terrible, but what do you got?
You know, I literally when I was on a plane ride back to BC. It's only an hour and 20 minutes, and there was a bunch of planes going down at that time. I was young, and then the lady's like, I'm like, what's this turbulent stuff? And the lady's like, did you want to go sit up with the captain? And I'm like, sure. You know, I was a big suck tit. And I was just like, please. And honestly, I sat there with the captain and the co-pilot there, and I was just like, cool view. It was just dark, and they were just talking, and a big moon in front of me. Anyway.
Drinking.
Yeah.
And now the cool. I mean, it's cool. It's cool that like when we got enough playing when my daughter was like maybe like 5 or 6, and you know before they leave anything, they'll let my daughter got in the seat and got to sit up there, and you know I was talking to the pilot. Just you know, if it's not busy and you're a cop, they kind of will put you in the front, which is kind of cool. You know, so we were just talking about 9/11 and that stuff. It was nice to see, you know, how he treated my kid, because they didn't have to do that. It was just, you know, you got good people in this world. You do, you know, you got good people in this world.
You guys agree with Miracle Hearts too? I think is the consensus, right?
Oh, she talking about Anthony Shots meeting Libby? Of course, it's not a coincidence. I mean,
they went there.
Think about what the transcripts say. 2 devices were fighting over that account. You know, I had somebody challenging me saying, "Oh, Keegan was signing into his other." Why? If he's already on Snapchat, he doesn't need to sign into his Samsung phone.
That's what he said, though.
I know. Well, of course he's going to say that.
Well,
but there was.
To be fair, in 2017, you could not be logged into Snapchat on 2 different devices.
Yes, that's true. No, that's true. It is. Yeah.
Oh, in the transcript,
somebody sent me.
It doesn't say 2. It says he logs in and out of one, and then he logs out of one, and then in one, then out of it, and then back into the other one.
Yeah. To me, when I'm taking what they were getting at that somebody else in the house was knocking him out, that there was some kind of conflict over who was talking to her. It would be nice if we saw that if we saw, what does she got? You got McDonald's fries right now? What the fuck?
It's all
Jim,
wealth.
This is a good question for Sunny. I'm sure she's looked into. Do you know much about
dipping sweet and sour over there?
The Bart guy?
Dip going on?
Chicken sauce. Hello.
Jim, we could discuss Bart. What do you want to discuss? Bart seems very credible.
Jim shot me an email and he told me, "Hey man, I know this is a little bit far fetched, but have you compared the actual audio with Bart?"
Mm.
You guys think that's insane?
With Bart?
I do.
Have I done it?
I didn't think it sounded like him, but
no.
I mean, think about it. Bart was grilled by the FBI too. I mean, they know where he was, Jim. I mean,
yeah. I mean, you guys already know that I have my own
if you see, I mean, we see what the history was with him and Tony Klein. He wouldn't want to affiliate with that guy at all. You know, I mean, the guy beat the shit out of him. You know, put his head into a dirty toilet. I mean, you're gonna, be affiliated at all with him. And think about how big of control Tony Klein is, that he changed that kid's name when they enrolled him in school. Like he wanted ownership, like basically telling the mother,
that's the thing. Like
in my house, I own him.
I
it's
haven't verified any of that information. I haven't verified that. I don't know.
Well, it came from him.
I haven't.
I mean,
came from him,
I guess you take it for what it's worth. I mean, I get it.
That's my point. It's
I get it.
It's a one-sided story, I guess, is where I think.
Well, we also know is that he says that he mentions that he doesn't have any social media accounts, and I know of 2+ that he does have.
Right.
So that's kind of like
But are they
why
current?
say?
But are they current accounts? Because the ones that I saw were not current.
No, the Twitter one wasn't.
I believe one of them is current, and I'm not going to say what. No, it is. It absolutely is current. One of them is current because we got.
Zen's right.
I've seen
when we listen to the audio, we're just getting the region. Maybe when we feel like we got a match, it could just be regional.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, think of me from New York. I mean, people, they know you're from New York, and if you had a voice of somebody from New York, I'm gonna kind of sound like that person.
Well, Sunny, she says she doesn't say a boot, but she almost does.
No, that's the East Coast side, guys. I say
there's a dialect for everywhere.
Yeah, she says about.
Just like I say.
Yeah, but wait, Sunny, say it again though. Say about again.
Well, I would say like, what are you going on about?
But we still hear it, Sleuth. It's like, hey, what's that movie where they
I hear it,
beer?
but it's not quite boot.
But
you can hear
a movie I'm
like
talking
someone
about?
from Long Island and someone from Brooklyn. You can tell the difference.
Is that Irish?
Yeah, but Adam, I can tell the difference. But a lot of people that aren't from like Northeast can't tell the difference between a Brooklyn accent, a Queens accent, a Long Island accent, an Upper accent.
New Jersey.
We could tell. Long Island, I try and tell you because somebody called in when we did the Red Talk, and they brought up the Long Island serial killer, which was very interesting. But I don't know if you guys heard that, but there's like a 7-minute exchange with me and a guy talking about the Long Island serial killer. And then somebody messaged me on Reddit afterwards and like, do you think that could be the Long Island serial killer that called in? I'm like, you never know. Right. But it was just, he was trying to compare the Long Island serial killer to Delphi. And it's nothing like it. The bodies were buried. In the first few bodies that came up were legs. They got the legs first, and they end up getting the torso years later. It was just a weird thing that this guy brought up.
So dialects are funny. I mean, we have Deb down there. She lives in Indiana.
So he called in.
Did he call into Howard Stern, right?
No, he called into the Red Talk I was on.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was just, when he actually brought up the Long Island serial killer, I laughed because I'm like, where the hell is this going? Right. But then I get a message on Reddit, and they're like, if you think about it, it was so weird. Do you think it could have been him? Guess it could be. He had a Long Island accent, and he tried to say I did, and there's just no way. Like if you think of a Long Island accent, think of the word scorcher. When they say scorcher, they're like scorcher, and it just keeps going. That's Long Island. It just keeps going, and it doesn't end. That's just the ERs just go on forever with Long Island.
Yeah.
I live here in Indiana, and I definitely hear regionalism in BG's voice. That sounds like a Hoosier, but I also hear a really an interesting resonance in his voice. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure that the person that says guys is the same person that says get down the hill, because there's a little bit of a difference.
There is. There's a different pitch. There's a different pitch, right?
But
think about it this way.
It's not the pitch, it's the quality of the voice.
Yes. Yeah.
And I do hear
it's the surroundings. You have wind. The whole thing is, even if you get the same, we find out it to be this person, you know, this person's voice isn't going to sound exactly the same, even if they say guys down the hill.
Right.
Because you had the wind, you had what sounded like the ground crunching. There were so many nature. Well, yeah, but we believe it was possibly in her pocket at that point. You know, there's a lot going on. But I agree with you. But he's also very amped up. He knows what he's closing in on what he's been focusing to get done. You know, which is that's the whole thing.
I don't.
Yeah, sorry.
The second part, the down the hill part, actually does, and I don't know. Did Sleuth do this today? Somebody did a video today where they showed
the
different.
Pitch.
I'm looking for it right now. I'm looking for it.
The down the hill part does sound like Kagan's voice, but the guy.
But it does. But with the video, it does sound like they did something where there are multiple different versions. I think Sleuth did it. Bloke did it. There was a few that put out, but there is a difference where you from 2017 to 2019 or whenever they did I think it was 2019 or 2020. There is a different sound to it, which is kind of strange. You know,
I thought
what did
really
they do to manipulate it to have a different pitch?
Right, I thought that was great, Sleuth, because I had not picked up on that difference before until you posted that video.
Well, it was
Adam. Even think about BG.
I found the
walking.
older audio.
Right.
Let me see if I can play that.
So you know, I'm talking about that in some frames, BG looks thinner, and in other frames, he looks shorter and heavier.
Well, there's three different file formats. If you go to indiana.gov, there's
you can download it 3 different ways.
Well, you can't. You can only download it one, but you can screenshot the other 2. You can screen record the other 2 if you want to take a close look.
I want to point out something that CD just said about the difference of how BG looks. Do you remember that Gray Hughes took the BG and he stabilized it on the bridge? So
and he had him walking on the bridge.
In doing that, the picture was probably manipulated a little bit.
Yep. Well, I'll also say that when I look at pictures of Kagan, right, and there's a picture of Kagan with Bart and 2 females. There's one picture, right, and Kagan's trying to say he's like 5'11", 6 feet, right? Yeah. And one of Bart's profiles says he's 5'6" or 5'7", right? Now you look at the girls, and one of the girls to me looks 5'4", the other one looks 5'7". Kagan looks to be 5'9", 5'10" at tops. That whole 5'11", you could tell people, you know, I'm this, you know, you're wearing boots. You could say, I could say I'm 6 feet tall with boots on. I'm not, you know.
Well, when was the last time someone actually took your height? When you go to the doctor or anything, they take your word for it.
No, but even think about going to your driver's license. They take your word for it. You can write whatever you want down. You can write you're 6'4".
So you hear the crunching?
Yeah.
So
that's gravel that's at the end of the bridge.
Somebody was trying to tell me that was a sound of gravel and a gun, and that's why they kind of like.
Yeah.
Is that? Do you believe that?
But why would the gun be crunchy though?
No, listen. Let's listen to it first.
Yeah. There's a click.
You hear that?
All right.
I don't hear, like, if they're trying to say that that's a rack. I don't think that's a handgun racking.
Sleuth.
It's like a back and forth almost.
But think about when you rack it, right? You hear and you hear it. You hear the slide forward and slap into place.
Yeah, I can't find the video that I put together. I might have deleted it for space.
CD and Sleuth, I'll tell you that there's gravel at the end of that bridge. So that's the gravel, and then Becky
getting towards the hill.
Yeah, Becky has confirmed that there was a sound, like, I have a copy of it. There was a sound of a gun clicking on that video, on the audio.
Well, when they
that
say
may not
that
have been it there.
Clicking,
there could be clicking, and that may not be it. Is what I think is.
But so you know firearms. Who the hell has a semi-automatic handgun and is gonna? I mean, it's not like the movies. Like, even you see cops, they're in a situation, they rack their firearm. Your handgun's ready to go.
There wasn't a gun fired, so it could have been a fake.
Yeah,
gun.
Yeah. But then at the end, if it was a fake gun, what is the rack sound's
or
supposed
an unloaded
to be,
or an unloaded gun, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you would have,
That
you
could
know,
be-
if it was unloaded and they pulled the trigger, you have that little, you know, you have the little, you know, you
And
hear
if you
it.
try to
Yeah,
rack
like
it,
a
it pretty
cocking.
much it might lock back if there's a
Yeah.
magazine.
But
in
no,
it.
Debbie, if you say you have a Glock or a SIG or Smith & Wesson, a semi-automatic handgun, when you pull that back and let it go, it racks. You hear it. You know, you hear. I don't hear anything in that sound that sounds like a firearms rack. And you know,
What do you think about a
described-
hammer? What do you think about a hammer on maybe a revolver?
That's what I was going to say. It
Or
was
a
described
1911.
I gotta
by
hear it again. If you're
Could
brave,
it
you're
also
trying
just be like Mandy just
Deb?
said, like the sound
What are
of
you saying,
the,
Deb?
the audio
I
being
can't
sliced?
hear Deb.
Sliced?
I'm sorry, guys. I can't hear what she's saying.
It was described by Becky, by the people that were having this conversation, as the cocking of a gun.
Well, if you're cocking a gun, that would be a revolver. That would
Yeah.
be your. I
Yeah,
have a
it's
Smith
like a
and Wesson
click.
where you could pull the hammer back and you hear.
Yeah.
1911. A lot of
Yeah,
times
and
people will do that.
And you hear while you're pulling it back. As you're pulling it back, you know you're rotating into position also.
So that's a different sound.
I mean,
that's a good
totally
point,
different
Deb.
sound.
Yeah.
You know, that's a totally different sound. And Sleuth, remember I brought up to you that whole, is it leather? Is it his shirt? What is it? How I
Mhm.
said to you that if that could be possibly an old Smith and Wesson leather holster, because I have one from I have an antique from passed down from my family. It's a Smith
The
and
old
Wesson
school,
6,
old school ones.
the old school. Yeah,
Your
it's
grandfather's
basically
holster.
like it's like from the maybe early
Okay.
60s. You know, no, it's a 38, but it's nice. It's a really nice old school. You know,
I don't have any revolvers.
no.
Me either.
No. I have one that's called Smoky. It's Smith and Wesson Airlight. It's one of those
Nice.
357s, dude. It's a fire breathing dragon,
I've shot
man.
plenty. I've shot plenty,
Yeah.
but I've never had one.
That thing you can't
I have
you
a
can't shoot
shotgun.
more than 10 rounds. It actually took a piece of my thumb off shooting 10 rounds on it. It's not for target. It's a protection, close range 357 Magnum, bang, and that's it.
It's a cannon.
Yeah, dude, an absolute cannon. I'm talking about like a 3-foot flame comes out of that fucking thing. It's got it's a snub nose. It's a little airlight. I'll show you. I'll send you. It's badass. But that is no hammer. But my other Smith does. Yeah, no, JT, it is. Yeah, I have a 38 that Smith and Wesson that when you pull the hammer back, you know what it is. When you pull the hammer back, you know exactly what that is. And that if that is a holster and not a shirt, that does make sense for an old school. We talked about that. Does make sense for even what they call the special, the police special.
I just see a lot. I see a lot of movement in that thing. Like it moves. It almost bounces or moves. So I'm under the impression it may either be some type of bag, possibly a holster. I haven't ruled that out, or even a hand.
It could be. Remember. It could be a holster for what I tell you, the little tomahawk. The
I've
you
looked
have
into
them.
that
What
as
is
well.
it called? What is it called?
It's a hatchet.
The hatchet. That could be a little tomahawk hatchet holster because they're flat. They have that shape. It's so many. It could be so many different things. It sucks that listen. She did an amazing thing. She was brave as hell. And any asshole on YouTube that wants to try and take it away from her, calling it deep fake, you're an asshole. Okay, that's just the facts. The girl was brave, and don't take that away from her, because that just drives me crazy.
You're mistaken.
Who?
Let's just put it that way. They're mistaken.
Yeah, they're. 100%. I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, it's a deep fake, and then you put up a clip from News Nation about a deep fake on people getting their money stolen from them. So not even the same realm of where we're at. Reel yourself in, guy. Okay, reel yourself in because you're really fucking out there. Yeah, it gets me fired up. It really does, because don't take that away from them. Things went bad really fast, and she knew something bad was happening, and she did everything possible. 9 out of 10 kids wouldn't have done that.
I'm the same way, hunting evil. I don't go anywhere without my vest.
Keep guns moving. Next missing and killer.
Mindy, these are
Leave
horrible.
house. Yeah.
What are you eating, Sonny? What is that?
No, they're horrible.
What are you doing?
I'm eating them for Mindy because
Give me one sec,
really
guys. I'm trying to fix this.
With barbecue sauce? Is that what you're?
Chicken sauce, people.
Oh,
chicken
teriyaki.
sauce.
I love barbecue sauce with my fries.
Okay,
Chicken
but
fries.
have you ever had the McChicken sauce? Oh my God. Oh, really? So my twin sister, back when we were kids, when she worked at McDonald's, she was like, you have to have the chicken sauce. Ever since then, oh my God, I have converted people. Chicken sauce.
That sounds a lot like blinker fluid.
No, it's like mayonnaise, but chicken
Don't
sauce.
make me ask for it. Don't make
me
a fool out of
ask
me.
for it. Mindy, yeah, just
Maybe it's a Canadian thing.
Yeah.
Are you saying chicken sauce?
Yeah, you know, like pork chops,
Crime
and
Dive in the
applesauce,
house.
and
What's
chicken
up?
sauce.
Chicken
What's up, Crime Dive?
Chicken sauce.
Hey, Crime
I
Dive.
don't think we have it here. I've never heard of it.
There's a couple people in your chat that when I'm looking at Facebooks, I see a couple of the faces are familiar. You know, when I'm going through all the different names and attachments, not only because they live obviously around Delphi and stuff like that.
Are you stalking my chat? Are you stalking my subscribers?
Well, I happened to look at somebody's
Stop
comment.
investigating my subscribers.
And I was like, hey, I didn't even know it was a subscriber up until I seen the person.
Holster that thing. Holster that thing. Holster it.
No, I'm a stalking machine when it comes to Facebooks and Instagrams. I don't have Kick though. I've never had Snapchat and Kick. No, I have Snapchat.
I did Kick when the Anthony Shots thing came out. I have a Sleuth Intuition Kick.
Yeah, I was like, I can't be asked.
Somewhere. I pulled up what did I pull up? I think Kokomo or something. That shit is disgusting.
Yeah,
There's nobody's chatting on there. There's no chat. There's no kind of chatting. It's like prostitution and stuff. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Drugs and prostitution.
Right.
It's like the legal black the dark web, basically. This is what I saw on KIK.
Yeah. You know what? Jim called himself out, but I know I've seen your last name too, but it was somebody else I was referring to. But certain names are like everywhere, you know, but like Jones or Smith. Oh my God. As soon as I see that name, I'm like, can't be asked, couldn't be asked. Okay. Imagine trying to look for a Smith. Okay.
Right.
Hard. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Crime Dive. We've just been taking a mental break. Yeah, you got to do that from time to time. Focus on your health. Then you come back stronger. You learn to fight another. You know, you live to fight another day.
Absolutely.
I need a break a little bit, to be honest with you. My brain is so mush right now. I don't even know what I'm focusing on either, really. I'm trying to focus on the map thing, but honestly, I feel exhausted. I need a little bit of give myself a break, and because I have to stay home because my husband has COVID. Pretty sure I'll test myself tomorrow.
Yeah, weren't you at like the casino or something? You super spreader?
No, that's online.
I'm calling Biden on you. I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah.
Our cousins over here to the side, you know, they're at the casino.
No, it's on my iPad casino.
Shut the border down.
I don't have to fight any lineups for a freaking chair. I just go, let me just go to the iPad. Okay. It's not such a good thing though, because it's so easy to go here, deposit $50. Yeah, no, it's 50 more. Next thing you know, it's like, wait,
I'm not much of a gambler. I'll do like 20. I'll do 20, you know.
First time Sleuth, I remember I ever gambled. Somebody took me to the boat casino out here in BC. And anyway, so at that time it was quarters, in a bucket. So, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm walking around playing this game, blah, 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 blah. Next thing I know, my friend Lisa goes, can I ask you a question? Were you playing with the money? And I was like, you know, ding, 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 yeah. And she's like, yeah, you have black marks all over your face from. I looked like I had war paint. I literally had, so, you know, because I was touching it, I literally looked like I had war paint on. I was like, when I saw myself in the mirror, I was like, and nobody told me this.
That's insane. That's when you know you have a good friend, when they're like, hey, you got a little booger hanging from your nose.
Yeah, right. I'm
that guy. Yeah, me too.
I'm that person. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to see that on you. I've already seen it, you know.
Yeah. Anyway.
A little dangler.
You know what? When I wear scarves at work too, it's like I expect you guys to tell me if it's not even. I expect, because if a stranger has a big piece of thread on their jacket, I will pick it off for them and say, "There you go. Here's your friend." You know.
That's a bit much. Don't touch me.
Yeah. Okay, well, honestly, she actually.
Who are you, lady?
I know. Well, usually what I'll say is, "Do you mind if I get that thing that's attached to you?" Usually I'll say that. And then they're like, "Oh, what?" And I'll be like, "Oh, that's just this big white string hanging on your back."
My wife might be like, no, and like squeeze me. Like,
okay. Sorry, I know this is gonna. Can I tell you the funniest one that I ever did see? Okay, so a lady was coming out of the bathroom, an old lady. She obviously tucked her big ass pantyhose and granny underwear, the toilet paper roll. Okay,
damn.
so she literally was walking down, because I worked at Eaton's back in Calgary, and she was literally walking out of the bathroom with her ass showing because her skirt was tucked up in her pantyhose.
That's awesome.
A roll of toilet paper.
And did you tell her?
Of course.
Damn.
Of course. No, I mean, oh my God, that would have been so humiliating if she walked any further. Yeah.
Oh, does Crime Dive, do you know about the special prosecutor and all that stuff? I don't know. I don't know if you were here when we were talking about that. I think that's interesting. I think that's pretty important.
I think they're getting their ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Just cross our fingers, people, because we're all here really for that same reason, yeah? We just want to see justice for the girls.
What's the conflict? What's the conflict that would cause them to call in a special prosecutor? It's the only reason is conflict of interest. What could that be?
Or conflict of interest, or they just needed new eyes? Or what?
No, it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah. Well,
Whenever I'm thinking either between state police and county, maybe there's a conflict of interest there. There could be somebody that's involved that's related to one of the investigators. That would be considered a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Well, the prosecutor is related to the Germans, so that's
that could be it.
I think Lesenby's in there too, as well, actually. But they're all related to each other.
I have the link to the My Case thing about the special prosecutor if you want me to drop it in the chat.
No, can you show it by chance?
Well, I had it on my phone. I don't know how to do it on my iPad.
Oh, okay.
Will it kick me out of here?
Well, actually, no. It won't kick you out.
Let's see if I can pull it up.
Oops. Into the darkness he went.
So we'll probably hang out another, 10 minutes, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I got another channel I got to go on. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut it.
I've only been on a channel twice, yeah? Wait, have I been on anybody else at all, ever?
Yeah. No.
Have I?
No.
Oh, no. Hold on. JoJo for her channel.
Yeah.
But that was just recently. JoJo Ballistic from the Suzanne Moore page. Other than that, I mean, Sleuth here keeps, de-virginitizing me on his channel.
They always come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped it in the private chat.
Oh, you put the link in there? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me see.
The My Case.
Sleuth really didn't ask me to come. I was like, Sleuth, please, can I come on your channel again, please? Please, please, please. That's pretty much how it went down. And
I still said no. I don't know how you found
it. I forced him to send me that link. Actually, where's Fig been lately, to be honest?
We invited him. He's busy.
Your boyfriend? Is that what you said?
I should probably stop teasing him before he probably goes, okay, Sonny, too far. No,
oh no. His wife looks like she can throw down. I'd be careful.
Oh, I know.
Be careful with that one.
It's a fight I'd pay to see.
His wife is,
she was in the military.
She was
in the military, I think.
Yeah. I don't need to hear from Adam, but yeah, she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is gorgeous. Sorry, I'm back. Hasn't seen.
I was just saying, CD, that you're gorgeous. Did you mind? No.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're married
I
to
think you're
Fig?
lying. I don't think you said that, but it's okay.
It was something close to that.
I don't know if I can zoom in on this.
Sleuth, I think the person that said SC also has ties to CP, JoJo. I think JoJo might be a content creator.
Yes,
I think that's is it a she?
JoJo Ballistic.
Oh, is that JoJo? I love JoJo.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, I thought JoJo was also Shattered
JoJo.
Mirror.
No.
Isn't JoJo Shattered Mirror?
No.
I believe so.
JoJo Ballistic
might be a different JoJo.
Is JoJo Ballistic.
Gotcha.
And that's her username.
Gotcha.
So January 20th, does that coincide with any rescheduling of Keegan's court dates at all? Do we know?
Wait, what? Who are you looking at here? Is this Keegan clients?
No, this is the appointment of the special prosecutor. This is public information.
Yeah, that would have been. You're talking about this past January. I can't see it.
Yeah, January 2022.
That would have been close to when they rescheduled, because he was originally supposed to be in February.
So remember I called that?
Yeah, you said it was going to be a change of venue or something as well.
No, I said that they're gonna definitely postpone it. And next day,
yeah, you did call it. I was impressed.
I called
with that.
And it was like not even 12 hours later they moved it back.
I hear a bad echo.
Yeah, it happens when the screen shares.
Okay.
I don't know. You might be hearing my dogs. They're going crazy.
No, there's a little bit of an echo, but it's not too bad.
Let's see. Case opened as new filing. Petition for an appointment of special prosecutor filed on the 19th by Nicholas Charles McClelland. Motion granted for appointment special prosecutor by Troy Hawkins. Who are these people? Does anybody know these names?
I think the McClelland guy is the prosecutor already.
That's our special prosecutor.
And so the special prosecutor is the Tolman.
Yeah,
no, the special prosecutor would is definitely not from anywhere locally.
No, he's from another county. It's the Tolman guy.
Okay.
Yeah, Tolman. Tolman's his name.
Jacob R. Tolman.
Yeah, that's his name.
He's from the county starts with a J. I can't remember the name of the county he's from.
You guys, the echoing is really bad.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this. So it's not Adam. Oh, it's Deb.
How's it again? Did it stop? Nope.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, that sounds
I don't know how I'm echoing. I don't have any volume on anything.
It sometimes happens when the share screen happens.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I wonder if it's my iPad. Is that any better?
I don't hear it anymore.
No.
Oh yeah, now I hear it. It's just when somebody talks.
Yeah.
It's not bothering me. I have my volume down a little bit.
So did you see what crime dive said? Brendan Woodhouse accused Carroll County and Delphi PD of abuse.
Oh no, I missed it. Where is it? Mom, is it a little bit higher up? Is it above this one?
It's at timestamp 10:27.
Did they announce that? Ask Crime Did they announce that?
No, it's above.
Above that?
It's at 10:27. So
our timestamps might be different.
You'd be 3 hours difference, right? I'm 10:27 right now.
It was about a minute and a half ago.
Yeah. No, we're the same time.
Are we the same time zone?
Mm-hmm.
You're Pacific as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then 10:27.
It's on Monkey. It's not me that's echoing.
I don't see it.
It's right near Miss Vicky.
I muted my mic and I was still echoing.
Oh, here it is. Okay. I believe that this is a special prosecutor appointed for the Brandon Woodhouse
No,
crimes.
no, that's not. That wasn't what I was talking about.
That's what I was wondering, if it was part of another crime or for another case. She said, yeah, I saw the document. Crime dive. What do you guys think the holdup is? Okay. I'm not sure what the holdup is. I think they need either they're working a deal. If Kagan is their star witness, he needs the right deal. I mean, the dude's already facing 55 years. If you tell him, you know what, we'll take off 10 years, he's not going to go for that. That's not enough. He needs like a real deal. And I have a feeling they may have made that deal.
Tell Misbehave that the person that she's talking about removed all his videos today. The Delphi After Dark, every video he took down, even the one he made about me. They're all gone.
Really?
Yeah, they're all gone. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I don't know if anybody saw one of his last ones like 3 days ago. He said that Kevin from Murder Sheets is leaker. Like he went like on 11 minutes long, the story he made up, like trying to like connect the two. It's so crazy. Like he really needs to do something else because he's losing it.
As we would say here in the South, bless his heart.
Bless his heart.
I gotta be honest, some of the stuff he did was really funny, but you know, it's just, you know, I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm looking now. Everything's gone. Took everything down because he made one about Misbehave too, and it's all gone.
He made one about Misbehave? Why would he do that?
Yeah, he made one about anybody that doesn't agree with his DP theory. He made videos about.
Well, the people that are involved in that theory and trying to push that, I mean, some of those guys are really dangerous. I don't know what it is about that information that
they're attacking everybody. I mean, he was attacking you again today. It's just, it doesn't make sense.
I don't
if you
worry
don't
about
agree with
those.
the theory,
That stuff doesn't bother me. I'm talking about these guys that are pushing the DP stuff, like the guys that hate true crime Jesus, and the guys that, like, if you don't believe this, like, we're gonna come after you. They're all from Indiana. They're all from like the Peru area, and some of them are really dangerous. So I have a feeling that this guy was threatening somebody, and these people found some information.
He was.
They probably found
threatening.
Well, they probably found they probably found some information on him and told him, dude, do something else again, I'm gonna expose you. That's what
possible,
they do.
But he also, I mean, so listen, you want to put a theory out there, you want to use somebody's initials, go ahead. But when you start talking personally to that person's wife and toddler, you're really overstep. That's the only reason. I don't care what you do.
You're
that's
asking
the
for those same. What he did was
you
he called on people that were similar to him, and they answered the call.
Well, I think in the beginning he was like a follower of Skip's theory, and Skip didn't agree with how far out he went. That they had a tiff, and then he started bashing him, and then anybody else that said something, he was going after them too. Which doesn't really make it doesn't get anywhere. If you think about it, you're not helping this case at all by going.
Well, how are you that angry about something that you're not involved in? Like how the hell are you so angry? You're calling people's children, because it happened to True Crime Jesus too. Somebody called his 15-year-old and got hit, and basically did the same thing that happened to this poor guy. Sam Snead over there.
There's boundaries, Sam Snead. There's boundaries you just don't cross, and this guy went to a different. I love that Sam Snead name. That's hysterical. But yeah, even his video to me, I mean, he was putting on Reddit, oh, that man's not retired, he got fired, like just making up stories, making up absolute stories. It's bizarre. But listen, let him talk. I could care less. It's just
it doesn't bother me.
Make the videos you want.
You're getting carried away. Like,
just don't go after a toddler.
Why are the families even being? Why are you trying to communicate with somebody's
that's weird.
child? That's an evil person.
And
so
he
therefore,
like, and just like he looked into the camera and he's like saying to the wife, he's like, look at me. You know, you have to put that baby to sleep at night. It was just creepy. It's like, where are we going? What are you doing? But that's just where YouTube should step it up, Misbehave. You're right. And maybe he got a strike or something. I have no idea. I didn't report the video.
Why try to
distract? I could care less.
Doesn't it seem like the people that are pushing the DP stuff are all local to that area?
Local.
And it's kind of like a huge distraction.
Yep. His thing about me was, did he go to the bridge? did he walk the bridge? And then after he made the video about me, he went to the bridge and the guy like ran across it. He was so out of breath. Like, dude, be careful on that bridge. I mean, it's dangerous.
Wow.
I don't know you. I don't wish any harm on you. Be careful. You know, he like tried to run across the bridge. You know, but that's down too. He took everything down.
I saw that.
Maybe the guy from Murder Sheets, wrote an official letter to him. I mean, to call him out as leaker is just doesn't. You have no proof.
Maybe he just knew he was putting out that negative energy, came to his senses, and he was like, that's enough. That's enough of all that.
I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't seem like that guy. He just was going deeper and deeper. But whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Still love the guy. Whatever the case.
I mean, some of the video of him in the garage was hysterical.
That was so funny.
Deb, and he goes like this, and he goes, Delphi. He like imitated him to a T. It was so funny, man. And then the wife like acts like she's the mother. Like it was a funny bit.
It was good.
It was really funny.
He has a future in that. Go do that.
I wish he did about me and not just like he attacked me with these crazy, just crazy, just going crazy. I mean, make something funny. I'll laugh. I'll laugh with you. I don't care. It's all in good fun. But when you go that crazy, it just doesn't make sense. Crime Devs. DCJ seems like a great person, and just this guy was just, he was just, going after.
You can always
go after everybody.
As long as it's the real true crime Jesus, you can always go to him and he'll put things into perspective for you.
Yeah, I mean, people just go to different levels, and his level was fucking out there.
He didn't reach out to his 15-year-old. Somebody reached out to True Crime Jesus' 15-year-old.
That's scary. When you think about how scary that is, that's scary. That's just you're crossing a line.
How did he even know who to contact? How did he access that?
Like on some hacker shit, searching and hacking.
They
hacking is
take
a lot
his
of
channel
just
over
phishing.
like 3 times.
Hacking right? Isn't like coding and like spending hours coding on computers. A lot of hacking is just phishing.
But Sleuth, didn't they take over his channel like 3 times? They like got into his YouTube and took it over.
No, they shut it down. What they did was they organized and they made all these complaints against him, and they just kept striking him and like doing official complaints, like in writing and shit.
Come here. You wanna say hi? Stick your head up. You can't see her. Her whole face is black, but she keeps sticking her head up. Crazy ass dog. You want to come up? Come up. Get up. You want to say hi? Come on up. Get up. There you go. There she is. There she is. That's my baby.
What kind of dog is he?
That's a Belgian Malinois.
Did you see that? He health inspector said Kevin Greenlee was responsible. He's a lawyer,
really?
Right? He probably filed some papers, and we're like, there you go, buddy.
I mean,
cease and desist.
You're knocking the guy's credibility 100%. You're making up for the story that he's leaker.
And why was he sticking up for Tony? That's the part that I didn't get.
Think about it. It's a little weird, isn't it?
They're about to think about it. Or something. I don't know.
They're kind of the same. They are kind of the same age. Rick Snay's in his 50s. They are kind of the same age. He grew up in Indiana, a musician.
It's strange. Yeah, this whole DT thing is really something suspicious about it.
I mean, how about the pictures under the bridge? They're trying to put a crime scene together. So I was asked. So this is what happened. I was asked by that certain guy. Oh, could you take a look at my pictures? Give me your opinion. Before I gave an opinion, I asked somebody I know who's got 20 something years in photography, photo analysis, software, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. This person broke down each picture and what was in it. Nothing's there.
There's nothing there.
So I said that, and then now I see that they're using a false secondary account to attack me on YouTube. You asked me to look at it. I didn't just give my opinion. What I saw, nothing. I gave you a guy who specializes in this, and he said there's nothing there. So to make up a story that the crime scene, the murders happened under the bridge, and there's somebody with a camera filming it. What are we doing? Well, why are we getting away from the real story? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Well, my only question is, if you murder somebody under the bridge, would you do carry that weight? Like, exactly. Why would you carry the weight?
Almost 3/4 of a mile crossing
like 800 yards.
It goes back to exactly what CD said. What
in freezing cold water
does law enforcement have?
What is the goal?
Lying about where the crime scene was.
Yeah,
There's
there's
no
there's
goal.
no there is none, because now you're taking out of getting real witnesses to say that they saw something that it doesn't add up. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's just a waste of time. That's all it is. So
I
why
mean, I'm not
waste
going to say
people's
no.
times?
I'm not the kind of guy to say no, but I just don't see it. I mean, I haven't spent that much time, but I don't say no because I don't know for sure.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I haven't looked with my own eyes.
But listen, I use my eyes, and I'm like, I see nothing. But let me get a guy, and I'm talking about, I got 3 emails back, each picture analyzing everything that was seen. The thing that they say is a body is twigs. There's a half-cut barrel. Like, I'm talking about in depth of everything this person saw by using software and everything else. So, it just blows up the theory. And I understand if you don't like that, but don't ask me to look at it. You didn't want me to. If you didn't want an honest opinion, then don't ask. I'm not gonna make up a story to fit your narrative.
Right.
But that's just people don't like that. Thanks, JT. Yes, she is awesome. She's a beast. She's the protector of the realm.
That is Deb and Aspen, aka Adam.
Ups.
They misbehave.
Come on, ups.
Also known as the Queen Bee flunkies.
We're known as
Misbehaved. I don't know if you're available, but I had like 5 people email me asking to have you on one day. So I gotta give me your email so I could get in touch with you, because I keep.
It all goes through me, buddy. It all goes through me.
Well, you're gonna be on, so that's a given. I'll make sure it's not when you got to do any stuff with the wife. I'll make sure you're available.
Yeah, for some reason I was expecting you to be on later, but at the same time, what I do is I don't say anything to the wife. And usually she's just kind of doing her own thing, and I kind of just slip away, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm going live." And she's like, "Okay, give me a kiss," and I'll give her a kiss, and I'll slip away. But if she sees me slipping away,
well, you were fully out. You were doing.
She'll ring me in.
Stuff.
She'll be like, "Nope, you're not getting away," So whatever she says,
Misbehave said,
with
"Sleuth is my handler." You see that? She said, "Sleuth is my handler." That's just.
He's your agent.
Yeah, we got contracts that need to be signed.
Will Graham said Rick Snay imploded on himself. Well,
I still
a lot of
Rick
implosions
Snay.
these days.
He has some issues.
I say it again. 2 of his videos, I almost spit my coffee out and fell off my chair when he said Delphi.
I did too.
And it was the garage. I mean, that was just classic. That was awesome.
So what did he say?
He said something.
He said something hilarious. He's like, "I see a drum."
Yes. That's what he was talking about. The pictures. That's what he was talking about.
Oh,
and
God.
they said, and then he goes, "There's 16 people involved in the murders." I mean, not that we're making fun of, but we're not making fun of the case at all. It just this guy
he was talking about Rowdy Piper or something.
Yeah, it just.
His mom said something about Hot Pockets being done.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think he was kind of imitating what's the movie with the meatloaf? Ma, the meatloaf. I think he was kind of imitating that a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. Mom,
Wedding Crashers.
Where's your pants? I was like, this is too much. Because it was the first time I seen him.
You never saw him. That's why I sent it to you. I said, dude, I almost spit my coffee out. Please watch this.
Well, I seen his fake videos.
It was very funny.
That Derek Godsey was making about him. He was making some videos about Rick Snay, and I was like, "Who's this guy?"
Somebody even mocked him, but the account's down. That was his was Delphi After Dark that he changed to, and somebody made an account Delphi After Dork.
Oh,
and made like 3 videos on him and it was all like face. Because they took it down quick. It was all close-ups of him talking and him saying his name over and over again. It was very funny. But it's gone. I mean, it's gone. I mean, it was really funny.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
It was.
We can't cry and mourn all day, every day.
Right.
No.
You know what I mean?
But
because some
Rick
of the
Snay was
stuff
great.
that we read is just so heavy. We need some levity.
We're human. We're still human.
Right.
Like there's these people that they kind of jump into the chats or they join channels and everything is outrage. They're just so outraged.
Anger.
Like what is wrong?
And you feel the anger from their keyboard. It just doesn't make sense. It's like where's this coming from?
Can you imagine living your life that way every day?
Yeah, it seems rough.
Adam, I've seen tons of shit. You know, I've seen crazy shit, and you can't live your life letting it eat you alive. You know, these people have so much anger. You know, lose the anger. Where's it? Where's it going to get you?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Like, you're so angry, and if you're seeing images of people under like a bridge, and you're so angry that you're reacting to that, and that, like, I guess he was screaming about me earlier today.
Yeah.
This guy,
yeah.
Like, that stuff doesn't bother. To me, it seems like clout chasing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, watch me manipulate Sleuth. Watch me manipulate Sleuth. I'm gonna say some
and he's
stuff
gonna
about him.
react. He's gonna react.
And I
He's gonna do it.
And I did react, but I did it in a positive way. Yeah, I told him, if you want to debate me, if you're so passionate about it, come on my live, on my channel, and you can debate me in front of everybody, and you can humiliate me, and get everything off your chest, and we can have.
Did you get a response?
He said, "Go look at the picture." Blah blah blah. I was just like,
yeah.
And then he pinned my comment, and I was like, "Yeah, you're definitely clout chasing. Like, I really want to talk with you. Like, I love you.
It's like,
I love you, bro, and I want to talk to you."
You know, I looked. I'm not. I don't specialize in photos. I saw what I saw, but I gave it to somebody who did, and I got details on each photo. It's nothing there. There's nothing there. You know, but that's just the way people are. They're gonna. You know, they don't like what you're saying, so they're gonna come at you. Is Will Graham's the content guy? Will Graham? Who's Will Graham?
He's
Says Will Graham so many times I want to comment.
He has a YouTube channel.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Sonny, are you muted?
Yeah, Sonny is muted. she's too busy eating those amazing fries, you know?
I didn't even know. And so here I am going, like so I'm sitting here making all these funny comments you guys never heard. I thought I lost my anger issue is what I was saying, CD, but apparently you called me out there. I still have it, apparently. I try not to come in your channels and be all angry and shit, but it's hard.
This is your Canadian friend up there, you know? Up in the north. This is your friend. And,
your brethren.
But can I say that when I turned my comments off when I was sick and tired of people, listen to me. Okay. And honestly, it was the most serene, peaceful moments that I ever had. I didn't have to answer anybody's questions. I didn't have to look at comments I didn't want to watch. I enjoyed that moment of not having comments on for a little bit. It just helped me relax, because when you're trying to deal with emails and comments and this and that, it's a bit much sometimes. You know, like, meaning at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how nice you are or whatever, you know, you get impacted by just all the anger emotions of people coming at you.
Yeah.
And I'm just
tell me about it.
I know, right?
No, all that negative energy, they're trying to give you some, you know, they're trying to hand you some. But
they're vampires.
If you don't react, it makes them, you know, it's like they're spitting cobras. They're spitting their venom. If you're not taking it, it angers them more.
They like put the spell on you, and it like takes you out of your righteous state, and then you got to snap out of it, you know, because they'll just suck you right down.
Yeah.
I had somebody who he instantly started commenting on a video, and he wanted conflict, and it was just and every comment was so angry. Yeah. It's like he was like screaming at me. I'm like, what are you getting at? Where are we going with this? But then you don't answer, and it makes him more pissed off. But whatever, let him just, you know, let him suck on that air.
So much anger. The guy that keeps stalking me and making all the comments. Actually,
I feel bad. It's scary though. At the same time, it's a little scary. It is, you know, it's coming out of nowhere, and just, you know, what did
he actually made comments about my grandchildren tonight. So that's
friggin' creepy.
That's Fez. Remember, because he went to my brother through my Facebook, even though my Facebook is mostly turned off. He went to my brother. I was like, dude, go to whoever you want, you idiot. You're not impacting me. But meaning, if I lived in Indiana,
but to bring up her grandchildren, that's creepy though.
Well,
you know, bringing up her grandchildren.
But that's just him intimidating, of course. We know that.
Of course. But still, to bring up somebody's grandchildren is just, what are you doing?
No,
I don't know either.
You might have to
go
on the
Facebook
offensive.
is private, so I don't know.
What do you say, Sleuth?
No, I said you might need to go on the offensive.
Oh.
Might need to what?
Go on the offensive.
Well, you know, Deb, if I were you, Deb, be serious. You know, listen. Not that it's, you know, person probably doesn't know much about you, but at the same time, send it to YouTube. Report it. Do a full report. Because
we have.
Really, you have.
I'm
not saying respond as to respond right in that comment, but you actually wrote an email to them and they didn't take his account away.
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. We sent the screenshots.
Screenshots after screenshots.
That's ridiculous. That they're not. I mean, what are they doing?
That's what I'm saying.
And he took it to Facebook. He went on Facebook. He went on.
Really?
Did he go on Twitter as well?
Even did Facebook? Like he went in your messenger, like sending you messages.
He went on Facebook groups.
Yeah, he was in a Facebook group underneath.
You guys need to stop feeding this guy. You guys are feeding him.
Yeah.
We're feeding him right now.
But sleeping on different platforms going at her though, that's just terrible. Like he's a piece of shit.
Is this the same guy that's been kind of messing around for a while?
Yeah, Fez.
It is.
Yeah, I remember we were feeding that guy. All of us. Everybody was feeding that troll at the beginning. Let's stop talking about him. Don't mention him. Don't bring him up.
Just ignore him and just ban him quick, and maybe he'll lose interest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That really seems psycho enough.
Yeah.
Take it seriously, but let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
The only time, send it into FBI link, the FBI internet for people like that link.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
The only time that he quit was when Sonny did the video showing his picture because he showed his face accidentally, and she put it everywhere.
Is health inspector out? Sorry, he did.
Yeah.
What?
So this is
what inspector, you do.
Look what health inspector said, like maybe a few minutes back. He said he went down by Lucas Oil Stadium to meet Kevin and to beat him up. Is that true? About your Sneed guy?
Well, whoever reached out to his daughter, he went to meet to fight.
Really? Wow. Yeah,
he made a video about it.
Well, I guess that's why he took the videos down. Maybe
Oh, Deb, here's an idea. What you do is you get Sonny.
Greeno's not out.
You get Sonny to get a camcorder, and even though you can't find this guy, you take that shotgun of yours and you find the closest dickhead that looks like him, that acts like him. You film it and you say, "Hey, motherfucker, this is what's gonna happen to you." Take the back of that shotgun,
right? Yippee-ki-yay!
Right in his fucking nose, bow, and you film him and say, "You want to fuck with me?" So you don't need to get the guy. You just find somebody close. Yeah, just find somebody close to him. If you can't get the guy, you just get somebody that's close.
So we don't have like these gun things like you guys do. So I'm just gonna go to the dollar store there, get me a couple little bottle caps for the,
No, just carve one out of wood. Just get something like a big heavy one.
I'll be like, you told them to meet me.
Paint it. Yeah, paint it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drag the guy around by his hair in the street.
Yeah, people
that
are
was
crazy.
An April Fool's joke about Greeno. He's not out of jail. Are you kidding? Hopefully he's getting his butt tapped in jail there.
Oh, you didn't know he got an ankle bracelet. He's out.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, don't fuck with me, man. Oh, sorry. Watch your mouth.
I think he's
I thought he said that he had 13 months to go. I thought
he does.
No, he does.
Yeah.
He's just trying to stay in the county jail and not the prison.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
I would be too.
Of course, anybody would. I mean, really, you got a lot more privileges in the county jail than you do at state prison.
Well, he's going live tomorrow.
No, is that factual? That's what it says there. He's going live.
He's going live.
Is he going live video or audio? Because last time,
I don't know
if you guys heard it.
He gets help from his girlfriend.
That 3-minute video, I don't know if you guys heard it. There was like a water dripping in the background. Did anybody hear that? Like it sounded like there was like a faucet.
Maybe he's in Guantanamo.
I don't know what it was, but later just give it a listen. It's like it's maybe 3 minutes long, and you just hear like a constant like water drip in the background. It must, maybe the sink was busted or something. I don't know.
Oh look who just joined the chat there.
Who did?
Mr. Figgy.
Mr. Fig.
Oh my God, I look so.
What's up, Fig?
Well, we're just about to get off now, aren't we, guys?
Actually, we are, but we'll stay till 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's like.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it's like 8 minutes.
Stephanie in the chat wants to know why Greeno is in jail. Who wants to tell her?
Too many reasons. Too many.
Well, isn't the main reason the child support? I thought that was the main reason.
That was part of it, but then
that was part of it. Remember, he took off.
He did not show up for he has to check in for his check-in.
His hearing, check-ins. Yeah, he missed 2.
Test,
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And marijuana. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was really looking into him too, and all his associations, and yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, you guys, if he knew a lot.
Yeah.
Like his whole family is in Frankfurt as well. Like every time I looked at somebody, it's like, oh, there's Anthony Greeno and this person. Oh, look at that, funny that. Just like Harley Babcock's on all of everybody's, and but anyway, yeah, I honestly like I know that we've heard stuff about him, and I never really paid attention to it at all, to be honest. And then, and let me put it this way: it makes me definitely want to look, and when I look, I don't like I see, that he's attached to all those people. Those same people, and I'm just like, God, dude, you're everywhere too.
Yeah,
small town.
Yeah, I'm telling you, just so many people just connect in just different angles.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
But the thing is that there's some consistent names over and over again that you will see on everyone's Facebook, and it's kind of like Anthony has his friends list turned off, yeah. But of course, when I'm sleuthing around, I mean, all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's Anthony's on this girl's, and it's just like, oh, he's over here too, and it's just amazing. But there's certain people's names that you'll consistently, like the Cottrell name, you'll see it everywhere. Like I'll see it on Kagan Dunker's Facebook. I'll see it on his dad's Facebook. I'll see it on frickin' Palladino's Facebook. I'll see it on, everywhere. I'll see it on the Babcock, Hartman, everywhere. And you're just going, like, that's why my head, it gets too much, eh?
You got to take a deep breath and step back and get fresh eyes.
Is Jim talking to me? That he says he's tired of talking to you? Is that guy Jim talking to me? Jim, because he kept mentioning my name. Jim maybe. Cook. Oh no, maybe he's talking to Evil. Because I thought he was talking to me. He's talking to Evil. Evil, you ever listen to Sling? No, he might be talking to me. I'm tired of talking to you. All right. You don't have to like me there, guy. No problem.
ACD, I'll make up for where he left off.
Thank you, Sonny. I appreciate that.
I gotta go this way.
I think it's because he's mad that I said that county jail is easier than state prison. It depends on which state, which county jail. I know a couple of county jails that are actually very easy. It just depends. Totally depends.
Who's David Gray?
He was on our chat the other night, and I don't know, he got irritated with me for some reason, and but he just apologized. He didn't know that was very nice. Going through that, so
but that was very nice that he owned it.
Oh no,
so many people that own it. It's very nice.
Yeah, and I forgive him.
Okay, so Adam, remember so he was making a funny about the rudeness. Remember how that person made a comment?
Oh yeah. He wasn't mean.
Yeah. So, but sometimes it gets a little bit much, right? Because like meaning jokes are funny so far, but even though I'll still never let you live that down. Of course, rude one.
Shut up. Shut up, Sonny.
Because Deb is like far from the rudest person, eh? This person is rude. It's like
that would be
what?
Oh.
Yeah, up there.
Oh, me? Yeah, I'll take the credit for the rude sometimes. Yeah, I don't care. I'll take everything. I'll own it all. To be honest,
he said evil, CD.
Yeah, I see.
Who's evil? Who's evil? That face? What? Who's evil?
Hunting.
No, I think he's in the chat. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, let's give Sonny the final word. And it better be good.
She's zipping her lip.
And is she muted?
That's the most powerful thing you've ever said.
Making a noise.
Wait,
No, I'm
she's
just
saying
messing
something.
with
What?
that. Yeah, I
I'm
was
trying
just
to read her
messing.
lips.
I was like,
What were you saying?
nope, I'm not saying anything. My final word simply is this: is that we're all here for the better, the same cause, the same purpose, and stuff like that. Again, there's no need to there's no need to sit there and troll or trash people and whatever. For the most part, as I say that, Greeno comes in my head. Sorry. But anyways, we're here for Abby and Libby. That's the bottom line. Everyone has their own thing that they do or whatever, and so like I said, even if you don't agree with what I'm saying, who cares? Keep it to yourself. Don't watch me or anything like that then. But we're all here for that same purpose, is Abby and Libby. And hopefully we'll see justice soon. Simple as that. And I love you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I appreciate you guys.
CD, Adam,
Yes.
Deb,
Yeah.
and the Queen
Thank you
Bee.
very much.
Thank you
It's
so
a great
much.
live. Yeah, it was
Very
a great
fun.
live. I'm happy to be
Thank you,
that we
guys.
hung out with everybody. We had a nice little panel tonight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
There was a sunny takeover.
Jim, we're all good, man. It was me. I just misunderstood. We're all good, man. All good. Thank you.
Hey, Jim.
But yeah, great live. Well, how long are we on? 2.5 hours? It's a great live.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2 hours,
Easy.
30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks, Sleuth. Thanks, CD.
You got
Adam, Deb, my parole for Messenger ends in about 6 hours now.
No, she's still counting. She's still counting. Go to sleep. By the time you wake up, it'll be free. There's nothing you can do.
I know.
She does Messenger in her
I-
sleep.
Deb, I heard this countdown, I think, from 12 hours. I think she started at 12. Now she's at 6. She's almost there. You better, Sonny, listen, after you hang up from here, you better send the two of them your phone numbers so
I know.
they were worried about you because, you have COVID going on in your house. They were very concerned. That's
Yeah.
good friends.
You know what, though?
Better, instead of trying to slide me your number, you better give them your number.
I have her number.
Okay, let's be
She has
real.
mine.
That was the joke of it. After when CD sent, when Sleuth sent me the link, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna. Oh, Deb, do I even have your email? And I'm sitting there scrolling, looking for it, and I was like, how did I
By
not?
mistake, by the way. I meant to
Hey?
send it to somebody else, and it went to Sunny.
I'm dead. Best thing he ever did tonight. Some of you guys don't agree with that, but that's okay.
Oh man.
Anyways, take care, guys. And
All
yes,
right,
See
take
you
care.
later.
Deb, send me yours and Adam's. Put it into our chat so I can see
Okay.
it. I'll sit there and text you guys.
All right.
All right.
So we'll
Oh,
go
yeah,
over
man,
some
I'm jump
times
off.
for my
Thank you very
live. We'll
much,
go over
Sleuth.
some times and figure out when it works.
Oh,
Adam,
All
good
right,
talk.
sure.
Deb, Sonny, everybody, good talk.
hey,
Thank you.
Fake.
Bye.
He's saying
Thanks.
goodbye to me. Good night, Fake.
Later, guys.
I'm just gonna stay on here for
Night.
Fake for one more second. I don't care if his voice. Oh, okay, I guess not.
You're not
Later,
muted.
people. Good night,
You're
everybody.
not muted.
Good night, guys.